Do we need to do audio check?
I think he checked that when he was on. He saw they were.
And then we're going to try and talk as much as we can. It's really hard for us, but to talk to the camera.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to day 2 of SRS Ozone edition. Here we are in Grand-Bornand, broadcasting live with Paragliding Live, which is brought to you by Max Verios. I'm Tarquin Cooper.
I'm Millie Wallace.
And we're going to be in the hot seat again today, talking through the race, where we literally should have started
just exited the cylinder.
Any second now, the race is going to start. So it starts at 12:45.
I was seeing something about
summary?
that. Yeah, it looked like cloud base was going to be a little lower, but I think some of the winds are going to come into play with that a little bit, pushing the clouds around. We had quite a bit of moisture the other couple days, had big rains and stuff, so I think we had a lot more clouds yesterday from that convective just lift up off the mountain peaks. We're just making lots of nice clouds. So today the clouds aren't just popping off as quick and easy, so a little less moisture, I think, helping there.
I just noticed it has turned green, so we are off. And everyone, we've got an aerial cavalcade. Now we've got a load of pilots in the air, and as soon as those feeds go live, we're going to be trying to show a bit more of those feeds from the pilots in the air. Some of them are dummy pilots, some of them are actually pilots competing.
Yep.
So
it looks like we've got one on live cam right now.
Domiziano Chianchi, here we go.
On glide out to our first waypoint. So you can kind of see what the pilots are doing and what they are seeing. It looks like we've got some talking from him as well, you can read there. So
it's a 92-kilometer task. So it's quite similar to yesterday. So it's if I'm just looking at the map here, we kind of head. First one is this the Tet Rond. So largely following along the Lachau Ridge.
Yep.
Yesterday, pilots were saying that was quite tricky, you know, especially if you got low. It's a little bit lee side. The wind is coming from west, southwest. So you don't want to get too low there. And then you're off to the Tet-Rond. And from there, then it's I mean, none of this is easy stuff, but you're basically heading due south all the way to Colombier, the peak of Colombier, which is somewhere around here. Here we go. Colombier is over here. And then it's back north. Now that is so I was talking to a friend of mine, Joanna de Grigoli, who's a local pilot. And she was saying is this area is well known after Colombier. She said expect some pilots to land out there. It's tricky. It's cyclical, so you can't just hang around and wait for thermals there. So and then broadly we'll see a mix of options where the pilots choose to go back to the Aravi over on the east like they did yesterday, or maybe they'll stay and west and hug the kind of cliffs of the sort of Lachau Ridge, and maybe even it's soarable. I was hearing.
As the day progresses, that west wind should kick in for them, and then maybe that would be a place it's going to be slow moving, but they can at least maintain it and collect themselves back up.
Yeah. For the pilots who complete the night, a little bit longer than yesterday, so 92 kilometers instead of yesterday's 75, was it yesterday?
Yeah, it wasn't super big yesterday, but it was needed for the weather.
So yeah, a great day, but in the main, I think generally it's a classic day here, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think most people would kind of agree to that. Not too much moisture, not too dry yet. It's kind of in between that.
It was a little bit hazier this morning.
Yeah,
I sort of noticed. But yeah, what a day yesterday talking to. Who did you chat to? Did you get any good sort of stories from yesterday?
Yeah, I think we talked to quite a few pilots down in the landing zones, and afterwards a few people, and some people were saying things along the lines of you wanted to be with others. It wasn't a day to be alone, because if you found yourself low, they said there was areas of turbulence or you would end up on the lee side. And if you had a group of people with you, as soon as one person had something, you could just rush to them, climb out of that lee and be gone. But if you were on your own, you were kind of groveling around in that lee side for a while, kind of getting whacked around before you'd find something that worked. So a lot of people said team flying or being with people was pretty important yesterday.
Yeah. I was getting some kind of horror stories from La Tournette. It was pretty strong there. There's really strong, you know, some pilots reporting 7 meter thermals.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely knew about it then in the lift.
Yeah, and if you look at that topographically, it's really feeding from lots of sides and, you know, heating up on that big rock face. So, you know, kind of a little crazy thermal style place possibly.
But one interesting question to, you know, if you want to replay the yesterday's task, it was where one of the big questions is how did Baptiste and Luc manage a sort of 14-minute lead? And so in the chat, you can see Baptiste talks about that, and basically, no, it's actually Luc who's talking about it, saying that they got a convergence line. Baptiste just sniffed it out in the middle of Lake Annecy. He's obviously a local, knows the place really well.
Yeah.
And turned 90 degrees north into that convergence line, got a great bit of lift, and boom, and that was it. And that gave them the 14-minute lead.
Yeah, and I can't remember who third place said over the lake, he thought, oh, let me go ahead and just pull some snacks out really quick and eat.
Yeah.
And he pulls the food out, looks up, and they're gone in that convergence line, and then he didn't catch it. So it was a moment of timing and just, you know, maybe a little bit of skill, putting himself in the right place.
Maybe that was a time not to get the snacks out, but just to keep his eyes on Baptiste.
Yeah, but hey, you never know. Maybe the brain needed some snacks, you know. So, but yeah, he said he just looked down to get food out, and they were gone. You know, it's that in competition with racing, it could be that quick.
Yeah. So I was talking to Ulrich Jessup, and he was saying from La Tournette, you know, he basically full bar the whole way, all the way into goal. So none of this turning, stopping for thermals. Yeah.
So got a nice lift.
I think we're going to see a great task today. I think we're going to see lots of, also psychologically, a lot of pilots will be happy with yesterday. You know, they've banked that first day. They had a good day. Now they're maybe looking to be a bit more competitive or dial their systems a bit more. But those teething problems, I mean, on the chat, you would sort of hear people, oh, my instrument wasn't working and all those sort of things. So hopefully today, pilots will be a bit more in the groove.
I always think of the first day as kind of practice day in a way, you know, even though you don't want it to be.
So here they are. They're already, look, we talk for 5 minutes, and they're all ready. So I'm just looking at the map and zooming in here on that kind of Lashat ridgeline here. So they need to cross over and going into wind here. So what are the kind of challenges that we expect them to face now going a little bit into wind? Are they going to be on the lee side trying to get some lift of this this ridge line that runs southwest, runs northeast?
Yeah, I think it's gonna vary on how that valleys are breathing over there for them, and then their altitudes. So I'm sure most of them are going to place themselves on the top line, but as they start to get lower, they're going to have to make that decision on which side of that ridge line they're going to try to favor. And hopefully by then they're going to have some data on which way the winds are coming in and be smart about it,
So if I just pull up the iPad, we can see who's in the front at the moment. We got Thierry Auer. So we don't know much about him, but here we go in the yellow. So yeah, Baptiste is the yellow triangle if you're following on SRS.live. So that he's easy to see. And then we've got green a little bit further back. So that is Luke Nicol. So I'm going to click on, here we are, Luke Nicol is the green arrow. And so he's got an altitude of 1900 meters. In red is first female. So we've got Mette.
Yeah, she's right up in there.
So she seemed pretty pleased with yesterday's performance, and she's leading the rankings, the overall rankings. So she'll be looking to put in another good performance. So we've got a few other pink arrows here. Should we have a look at who's there? We've got Lene Sparwater, or maybe that's Sparveta.
Sparveta.
That's Sparveta, maybe.
Yeah.
You've got to get the pronunciations
get my German.
right.
You're just going to mess up my French now. Now that I just spoke German, I'm done.
So we've got lead altitude. They're quite low, 1,800 meters at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. But yeah, great to see. It already looks like we've got a little bit of a divide in the field.
Yeah, it's already the field looks a lot more separated today. Yesterday they were pretty about the lakes where they all really started kind of separate out. So, but that'll be interesting. That'll be a good way. That'll be a good way people kind of help each other out, help each other out. That look smart. Maybe go smart. Maybe go. Definitely not taking that line. Because you can watch either sinking or lifting.
And one team to follow today is, of course, the Ozone team. After last night's match between Argentina and Spanish, it'll be interesting. The team dynamics, because Arnold Castro is Argentinian, and then they've got a Spanish pilot, Rafael Rosa, and then Matias Nombrasco. He's half Argentinian, half Spanish. One of the outside. Yeah, so maybe some interesting conversations. But yeah, maybe we'll chat with Matthias afterwards to see where his allies were last night. But yeah, World Cup yesterday, but today SRS. I think SRS is more fun to watch, don't you think?
I think so. But I'm a little partial to the air sports.
Did you watch any? I mean, the World Cup was in America, so you must have felt a little bit of homesickness, maybe, to hankering to see some of the action, or not really? Did it just pass you by?
Not really. I'm just not a huge sports on the TV fan. I love going to a stadium though and watching sports. So unfortunately, I haven't been following it much. But my data isn't always the best. So on my SIM card, so streaming isn't really.
So let's get a little bit of a lowdown on who we've got in the air. And we've got Sarah Zimmerman. She's flying for us at the moment. She had a good day yesterday, I think. I remember seeing her kind of doing well. She definitely got to goal.
She's on the Tau Advance with the Genie Race 5. There's her gear there.
I'll just see I'll look her up and see where she ended up. And then who else have we got in the sky?
Let's see, Ruben.
We've got Ruben Hutze. Yeah, he made a goal yesterday.
He's on Alpina 5.
Yeah, so Sarah, she got to go. She finished at 3:27. So 3 hours and 12 minutes. So she got in about an hour after the leaders.
Yeah.
So that's You'd probably be pretty happy with that.
No, I would be, yeah. And just hitting goal first day, it's a nice start.
I mean, how important is it to make goal? I mean, that is just the most important thing, really, in these kind of comps. You know, get on that scoreboard, consistency.
Stay consistent. Even if you're not getting to goal the fastest, if you're getting to goal every day or pretty much every day as close as you can, those points can add up by the end of the week, you know?
So Sarah, she actually won the sports class classification in the Swiss Championships last year. So she's definitely a pilot to keep an eye on, I think.
Yeah.
And like to see where she is, we can have a nice view of this magic playground, really. I can't wait to fly myself here. I'm yet to get my wing out, but look, it seems to be working really well. I chatted to Baptiste this morning as they were going up in the cable car, and that must have been just after like 9:15, something like that. And he was saying it was already, you could see the convergence clouds. And I was like, really, convergence? He says, no, convection. Yep. He meant convection. But yeah, you can see it's kind of working.
Yeah, thermals are already tracking up those mountain peaks and popping it up to that dew point, so. So we got Ruben there.
So we got Ruben. So let's have a look at go back to the map and see if we can find Ruben. So leaderboard, let's find Ruben Hutter. Oh, let's reload that. Yeah. Leaderboard, Ruben Hutter. Let's see if we can find him. Let's
see, it looks like number 5 on the list.
Oh yeah, thank you. Let's go. So he is, let's follow where he is. Where is his altitude? So he is low, 1,200 meters. So this is where they are. They're on the lee side of this kind of Lachar, pretty much following where they were yesterday, right?
Yeah, but yesterday they just cooked their way through that. They were just food to Annecy. So today it looks like they're having to, you know, push a little bit, maybe a little more bar, a little more slow moving today.
Classic lee side terrain. Hello and welcome. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to this live broadcast from day 2 of SRS, the Ozone edition here in Grand-Bornand. We apologise for that technical issue we had and everything shut down, but we're back on. Everything's changed.
Woo!
Wow, has that picture changed completely? So the day is not working as well as it has yesterday, and a lot of pilots have just been flushed. They got completely hosed. We've got that westerly breeze coming in, and on the east side, I think the pilots have really been struggling. And
we're just making sure everything's working.
And the pilots who managed to get on the west side of the Lachar Ridge, they did well. Among them, of course, are race leaders. We've got Luc Nicole and Baptiste Lambert, and we're just going to try and pull up that map view for you so that we can see it, because we're not seeing it at the moment. Yeah. There we go. So the pilots who did well got onto that west side of the ridge. But now we're going to have a look at Ruben. I need to double click. It's still on Ruben, so we're having a couple of technical issues. One of which is that my mouse has disappeared. Here we go. Right. There we go. So we're now on the map. Apologies for that. So, yeah, we were basically saying that this east side, the east side of this Lachar Ridge, loads of pilots. Unfortunately, they've landed out. And the pilots who did well managed to get onto the ridge, presumably saw that ridge, but they were getting good lift and up to high altitudes of like 2.5, something like that. Yeah, Millie, what did you see?
Yeah, it was interesting as we were watching it because you can see the topographic on the ridge line, and everybody was kind of above the ridge, and then slowly you started seeing people push out towards the valley, and as we looked at their altitudes, were dropping in altitude, so getting away from any rotors or lee side, stuff you don't want to deal with, and get out to opens. And then once they were in the opens, though, there was a few that looked like they were catching some stuff, so I think we may have a few that climbed back out and have gotten back to the ridge, but I don't think some did.
There's a few who did, and it's kind of heartbreaking. And yeah, I mean,
I see a lot of little human bodies now on the ground versus
quite a few 0 kilometers an hour here, and above
But it
ground.
does look like a handful somehow maintained. They worked those little low pieces of lift, let it drift them the correct way, and linked at least back up with the end part of that ridge, which maybe allowed them to kind of feed back up onto it.
So,
or possibly it was a breath. Just a big sink breath and then a big lift of that valley.
Yeah. So the field at the moment, we've got the lead group who've now tagged the Tetrond turn point, and the course line now is basically just sort of southwest, all the way to the Colombier, the Peak de Colombier. So it's looking exciting.
Yeah, and it looked like some of the wind meters I checked for surface winds in Annecy were showing a northwest flow. So that might come into play if we've got some northwest out there. How are they going to use that to glide across the lake and use it in their favor to help trajectory of them where they want to go versus it push them off their course? So it'll be interesting to watch how they go and which lines they take and where it pushes them.
So we just pulled up Helena Cargill. So she is on a Skywalk Sage, and let's see if it's showing. So we're with her. So where is she on the map? Let's have a look I'm going to bring her up on the map now. Helena, so she is Helena Cargill. She must be here somewhere. Here she is. So she's currently in 94th place. So she is in that second gaggle, still on. She looks like she's on the top of the ridge. That's Julia.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a little chunk of them all kind of trying to turn, and looks like some quite light looking lift. It's not tight looking, but it looks like it's got a little bit of movement to it. And their circles got a little bit of a like frisbee effect to it. So
her altitude is 1850, so she's still quite low. She hasn't managed to clear that ridge.
Yeah, so still working it.
Yeah, there we go. We can see the ridge there onto her right. So she's kind of working that lee side. And her feed's just dropped out a little bit.
Yeah, she's right almost to the tip top there. So if she can get a little bit higher drift over that main part of the ridge, then she's going to connect up with everybody else on the windward side that are actually cranking up a little bit out of there and gaining altitude again. So come on, girl. You got it. Stay with it.
I mean, you must be feeling quite stressed as well, because in that position, you would have seen people land out. You would have seen the gaggle get away. And maybe just a little bit, it's hard for us to tell on here whether she can see other pilots. For sure she can, but it doesn't look like she's in a gaggle.
No, she's kind of feeling stuff on her own right now, letting it drift her maybe towards where their pilots are. But
there are a few pilots behind her. There's a gaggle behind her, and so she's out on her own and doing really well. So she works at Skywalk, so she's working the marketing team there on the social stuff. So having fun and flying the Sage, which is not the most top performing ENC out there.
Yeah.
But it's not all about
sometimes slow, not slow and steady per se, but a little bit of added safety that maybe takes a little performance. Sometimes helps you stay going longer. Keeps you from getting mentally exhausted. Sometimes having a glider you're not managing too much lets you fly farther, and other people they can handle the glider's reactiveness more.
Now, who else have we got up here? We've got Ruben Hutton. We can have a look at where he is. And who else have we got? We've got Marco. No, Marco's out. His feed has dropped out.
Yes, maybe he's on the ground now.
Now, why don't we pull up Sarah Zimmerman? Because you thought maybe Sarah had landed out.
She was quite low, and I didn't see much movement, but I think I saw her back up. So...
here she is. So here we are. We are now on Sarah Zimmerman. I'm going to have a look at the leaderboard and we'll find Sarah Zimmerman. So she's currently Yeah, she's at 2.8.
Yeah, I saw her cranking up with a couple other people, and it looks like that crew just went on glide out of that thermal.
So she's got 3.7K to the next TP, and yeah, she's going to nail that pretty quickly.
Yeah. It looks like that whole crew that they were gaggled up with all went on glide together.
So she's in a good gaggle there. Who else is there up there? So let's see who else we've got. We've got Linda Hoch. Linda also did well yesterday. She, I think, was she third female or second female yesterday? Linda Hoch was second female yesterday.
Yeah.
So Linda finished, 2 hours 24. So that's pretty good going.
Pretty nice flight.
Yeah. So Linda is there, and here's the other pilot. No, we don't want him.
All right, it looks like the main
and
gaggle
Chen is also in that mix as well.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, a lot of those people were very low in the valley, and so really nice. It must have breathed. That's the only that looked like it was a timing thing. If you were wrong altitude with that down breath, and then you could maintain, you got it up.
Yeah. Okay, so Chenru she's a Chinese athlete. She's flying the advanced Tau.
And it looks like we got Baptiste in the lead, getting those lead points right now. They've left that zone, making the crossing here. And it'll be interesting to see which line they take now, which ridge line they go to.
I think they're just going straight, due south. There was a bit of discussion, wasn't there, about staying close to the ridges and they kind of work, or being on maybe the lee side might be the better option. It might be working better, a little bit more protected. The valley breeze can also be quite strong at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just on the go now.
Yeah.
They're just hoofing it. Let's see their altitude. Oh, not so high, 1,700 meters.
Yeah, so they may have to stop somewhere along the way and do some more climbing. But they're headed over to the kind of that La Tournette area and see what kind of ridge lines they can get and tank up in places if needed.
Let's see if we can change our feed to Getan. So Getan is...
he's up there.
Yeah, he was up there. Now, where's he heading towards? Let's find him on the map. Getan. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's leading, according to this.
Yeah, he's
out
right
in
up
front.
there.
He's right out in front.
He's right behind Baptiste.
He's right behind Baptiste.
There he is. Yep, there's the Delta 4 with the pink, because I like the pink.
Of course.
We were watching him do spins and stalls above the landing zone yesterday with that glider. But, oh, incredible. Look at us. We're getting lead footage right now from our live pilot. And he's got all the orange accessories. He's got the orange in his wing.
He's got the orange
shoes.
sub, the orange.
Yeah, I love it.
Absolutely magnificent. So they are heading. Where are we looking at? And just seeing this.
That beautiful rock piece right there.
That piece is the Pointe Nord. That must be what they're heading towards.
Yes, looks amazing. And then that would be the Dent L'Enfant that they'll be coming up to, where it could be a little bit of rotor if they get low over there. But how incredible. Look at that scenery. And you got Lake Annecy out there. And the peaks out around that surround that whole Lake Annecy circular area.
It looks just magical.
Just magical,
But it does seem that, they're not super high, it's got to be said.
No.
What time is it? I mean, it's 1:30.
Yeah,
You'd
so you
think
would
maybe
think it would be
a little bit higher than this. We did have a later start today. Maybe that was one of the reasons that the day would just begin.
Day was starting slower. But I mean, I got a blanket on. It's a little chillier today, so maybe the everything's just not pumping the same, and we got a little bit of wind blowing things, so climbs aren't as straight up or
so
drifting.
Getan is at 1,600 meters. Yeah, I mean, that is...
It looks like they're linking up here. We've got some people thermaling now. So
beautiful view of the lake, though.
Yes.
I mean, it's not difficult to see why this place is just paragliding paradise.
I know, right? Even if you don't get like the most epic flight distance-wise and stuff, the views here just seem just amazing. All right, so we got the lead gaggle circling up here. And we're going to get that full 360 view of those mountains. Holy beautiful.
So let's have a look at Gaetan's altitude. So
and we're going to watch some thermaling techniques here.
1,500 meters.
So getting a decent climb.
So they definitely need to get something.
They need it, yeah.
Oh, they've got a little bit of dropout, but hopefully the feed will stay live.
He's got to look up to see Baptiste.
Where is Baptiste?
He's right above him. You can see the base of his pod.
But Baptiste he's only 100 meters above him. 1,600 meters.
Just above him.
He's just at 1,600 meters.
But looks like they're finding good flow, gaggling up together.
But it's great to see Luke Nicol is also in the mix. You know, he had a great day yesterday.
It's always great when they have multiple good days versus one good day, a bad day, and then it's hard to catch up. So, which makes this race a lot more intense, because now if we get the same core people doing decent, then it's anybody's game. By the end of the week, it could be anybody of that crew.
So it looks like we've got a feed here showing also of Chenru Lee.
She's on glide.
She's got
coming
good
out.
height.
Yeah.
So she's doing really well.
It'll be interesting to see what that gaggle gets to when they get to where the lead is, and if it's how much they're getting loss of altitude, or if they caught a nice piece and now they're drifting out with good lift versus the earlier gaggle did.
It's going to be a little bit of a longer day today. Yesterday was, I mean, for the lead pilots, it was all over in 2 hours.
Yeah, and shorter a bit too.
Yeah, so I think, you know, buckle up. We're in for a long day here, a little bit of longer day.
Yep.
But they're motoring along.
But I think it's going to be exciting, because I think a lot of things, strategy, reading the terrain, reading the wind, and using that to know what altitudes to race at, you know. If they were just flying regular XC, they might be topping things out for a little longer, you know, things like that. But they can't be doing that. They got to get on that race and stuff. So finding that bare minimum they need to go. And it looks like they're back on glide. That lead gaggle collected some stuff, and Baptiste is out, and everyone's on follow there.
Let's see how they're doing on altitude. They're still kind of low. They're still Baptiste is at 1,600 meters. They're all at 1,600 meters. I mean, it's just not an ideal altitude if you're just about to cross a lake.
No, but possibly with the data they have up there, there might be a wind direction that they're using that's going to help guide them, you know? Or maybe there's another wicking point where they're going to thermal again in between.
I'm just having a look to see if I can pull up what the wind is doing on Lake Annecy.
Yeah, I want to see if I...
So we've got 13, 16 on the west side. Yeah, 919 on the north bank at the Verrier Club Nautique. So we got gusts of 90. So quite a big difference between the 9 and the 19, but still it's not too strong.
And then we're back with Sarah Zimmerman here. She was in that big gaggle all together, and they've been on glide. So interesting to see where all those pilots have kind of settled out in altitudes. And definitely not as many clouds as yesterday. Yesterday there was a lot of clouds. Some of the pilots said anytime you got to cloud base, freezing cold.
Yeah.
So, but it's where you wanted to be.
I think yesterday, I remember it was 8 degrees. The projected forecast was 8 degrees at 2,500 meters, which actually is go back to life.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen to me. But yeah, keeping your hands warm is such a dark art, you know, isn't it? In the sport, heated gloves. I guess that's the way.
That's what I was saying. I'm a paragliding princess with cold, like Salt Lake City, freezing. And hot hands, thick gloves, can't ground handle. So heated gloves to the tips, not just the core. You got heated gloves to the tips, and life is good. Okay,
so look, we're at a bit of a crux point here. Can we see we're with Gaetan? We want to be with Gaetan.
Yeah, we've got him right here with a perfect view of Baptiste.
Yeah, we want to be seeing Gaetan's feed because they are crossing the lake as we speak, and already they're halfway across. Baptiste is already halfway across, and he's only at 1,300 meters. That's wild. Let's see if we can pull up Gaetan. Yeah, we've got him there. So it doesn't look like we're seeing him in the lake, but on the map they are halfway across the lake. And Getan is halfway across the lake, so
yep.
I'm not sure if there's a delay on the feed there or...
And it looks like they're shooting straight for the second ridge, the ridge more to the west.
So it's basically Roc de Boeuf where they're heading towards.
Yep. And getting themselves on the correct side of that, if they are low, is going to be important, you know. So
my guess, like, is they're going to stick to that west side because obviously the west side of the last shot was working better.
Yep.
Maybe in the back of your mind you're thinking, look, west is better. You've got a little bit of breeze. It's not really soarable, but it might help.
Yeah, and you know, once they're up looking at it, maybe they can find some areas that are wicking up or areas that might be triggers and put themselves in those zones. It'll be interesting for Baptiste because maybe he knows the areas of that ridge that breathe the best, you know, that local knowledge of.
And Baptiste is in front, so look, let's see where he's going to go. So where I'm going as a pilot, I'm going to go to that west side. Also, you know, the sun is now, it's afternoon, so there's a little bit of west in the sun. So that western side is going to be, in theory, working better. And I'm looking forward to being proved wrong because Baptiste is probably going to pull one out the bag and do something really interesting here. So we're watching close.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because the start of that ridge looks like it's kind of a little rounded, which then could feed thermals from kind of all sides a little bit, kind of almost a little chaotic. So it'll be interesting to see if he slides in on that sunny side or the more heated side and then tries to use that to get up and then find the flow of the ridge there.
Yeah. So who else have we got in the mix in that lead gaggle? We've got, who else do we have? Nuno, Nick Lloyd, yeah, it was quite rough on La Tourette.
Yeah. I think based on the altitude you were at.
And from an army guy, you know.
Yeah, brave guy there.
Yeah. He said he was getting thrown around a bit.
Yeah.
And decided, these big rock faces, you know. It can be, you know, massively intimidating, for pilots especially who don't come from the Alpine countries. Mm-hmm. When you face these, when you're these big limestone cliffs, you know.
Yeah, they're just baking up all day and triggering off, and you got, you know, valley winds from different areas you got to consider, and it's a lot of calculation. Yeah, I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but one pilot on Saturday flying just saying it was, you know, difficult to know. The wind was coming from not where you expected it. If you're coming here for the first time, it's not always super logical. But looks like they are sticking to the top of that ridge line. So they're neither maybe a little bit on the west. Slightly favoring the west, but they're still there where they could probably get breath from both sides.
Yeah. So look, Getan's feed has updated. So we can clearly see the lake.
See that ridge line
behind him, but they look really low.
Yeah, which is probably why they favored the windward side versus the lee side, just for that not wanting to get thrashed around. And they might be heading back out to the edge of it there to see if they can catch some things. And so they can get right up on that edge of that ridge line where we see that upper pilot there. I think that was Baptiste. Then maybe they can connect up.
But you're right about your observation. It's not so much cloud about.
Yeah, so they're really having to work just the terrain, basically. They're in the lower... Out of the 3/3 that you fly in, they're in the low one. They need to keep a landing zone on lock. They need to keep trigger points and what's breathing on order, and then seeing where they want to get to with that. Yeah. They're not up high enough where they can like be not worried about the lower area, and they're not up in clouds where they're like, I'm just good to go.
And one eye on that delta.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know what, that local knowledge really comes into play on ridges like this. You might keep going down the ridge and he's going back to the nub of the ridge, probably for a reason of the way it can wrap around and work everything, and a little lower altitude so they can get on the top of that ridge a little bit better than being in that lee side.
So I just checked a moment ago, Baptiste, he's still only got an altitude of 1,300 meters above ground. So, you know, they're scratching. We can see in the video, they're scratching 150 meters above ground.
Waiting for the breath. Come on, give them the breath. But luckily they're spread out just enough that they can all guide each other. One might catch it, and then they can all link up and get that breath going if it gets there. So.
Yeah, I mean, one thing Joanna said earlier was it's not cyclical, you know. Sorry, it is cyclical. Therefore, you know, it's not a place, you got to wait for that cycle to...
Got to be able to maintain.
And
then when the breath's there, take it and get out of there. So that's a little thought for that strategy of making sure that when you get across there, you're going to hope that that breath is there if you're low. And if not, maybe you don't want to stress that, tank up a little more and make that crossing a little higher. Maybe you'll be a little behind or a little slower moving, but it would keep you on track for a goal, you know?
Yeah. Well, look, why don't we have a look? We're now with Sarah Zimmerman again. And so let's have a look at where she is in the field. So...
got some beautiful views is what she's got.
Yeah, it does look amazing. Let's see, where is she? Sarah Zimmerman, she's kind of way back here.
We got the lake to the right there. She's gliding out.
Oh, so she's crossed the lake as well? Oh, no, she hasn't. Excuse me.
Yeah, but she'll be coming up there.
So she's coming on that approach to, and she's a little bit east of the gaggle. She looks like she's going to follow that.
that they can work together and find stuff together. And we've got, looks like Lena Sparvata. She is getting ready to cross the Lake Annecy right now. And it's actually almost finished across over the chateau. Looks like a cool spot to go check out sometime. And Meta Crumb, she is on the ridge line, just leading behind that main gaggle. So she's there, still in it for the ladies. And I think she is, yeah, first lady so far. So really doing great today. So Meta would be the first lady. And then we've got that Lena Sparvater would be our second lady for the race so far. And Chen Ru, she looks like she's coming in nicely. Not quite there to the lake yet, but looks like she's got a good line with a few people to make that crossing and you know, be fighting for that third place for the women.
Fantastic.
And let's see if we can find where Luke is at. I know I saw him earlier. He was a little bit back, but it looks like he's caught up. He is within that top 4 gaggle right now. So he really gained. So if we have Gaetan on there, he is behind, just right behind him. So at some point we might even see him just shoot past Gaetan there if he gets a little more speed.
I'm looking at the ladies. So this we're at the Dont. If you're looking at the map, and let's just pull up the map
for Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to just pull up the map if I can get it up. Because they are on the lee side of. Here we go. So let's pull that up. The Dont de Cruet, I believe this area is called, and they're going for the east side of that of the Dent de Crouet, and the advantage of that is that does work. So that's something that a bit of local knowledge may be there. So it does work, but it's on the lee side, and then
but having more than one there is going to help them climb out of that lee side a little bit more quickly too.
Yeah. So it's interesting. They've gone for a slightly different route in there, the Dent de Crouet, and they're towards the Pointe de Talamarche, and so they'll be looking. They may even not on that line. You might not even cross the lake. You know, if you follow the course line, you're there, and it's a little bit more flatland flying, I guess, almost.
Yes, it's true. Yeah, because crossing the lake isn't really required. You can skip around it, but it would put you on the lee side of some of those things if you were low.
And then once they cross the lake, you then need to head straight to the Roc de Boeuf, which, you know, depending on the time of day, hopefully will be working. But if not, you know, you've got to surf the ridge on the southern end, and then it's going via the Julios to the Colombier, which is where our leaders should already be in sight of Colombier. Let's have a look. Not quite. There's still some. Let's zooming out. Still some way to go to the Colombier.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch and see where Sarah shoots to next. What's going to be her next point from that zone? It's going to be interesting to see. This is where it gets exciting, people. They all start taking different lines, and then it's...
So let's see. Sarah's at 2-1.
And they've got a few more in tow with them.
Linda is at 1900. Yeah, these guys behind are thinking, they got the... Noel Obel. He's another Swiss pilot, I believe. So he's thinking, they got the good line. And Thierry Stoll.
Yep.
So, they're like, let's follow the girls. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Sarah's maybe stopped and she's thermaling up.
Let's see if we can pull up.
But it looks like Linda, who is with her, took a line to the side to the westmore and is still on glide to, let's see, Pointe de Talamarche. If I said that correct in my American French.
Yeah, we're working on your French pronunciation. Come on.
I can read it. I just don't know how to say any of the words.
Here we are, Sarah Zimmerman. Come on. Let's stay with Sarah. She's doing really well. And she looks like she's got some lift.
Okay, so it looks like our lead gaggle is heading they're almost to Roc de Boeuf now.
The Beef Rock.
And that'll be cool for us to maybe catch them on live, that big old rock at some point, you know.
Hopefully Getan is still with them.
Yeah.
So we're with Sarah. Who else can we pull in? Why don't we find some other pilots we haven't been with? We haven't been with Mark Janaway.
Yeah, let's catch in with him.
Let's check in with Mark Janaway. And you know what we can do? We can also give him a call. So let's pull him up. If I can. Mark Janaway, here we are. Okay, let's give him a call. We'll find out. Let's find out where he is as well. So leaderboard, Mark Janaway. Let's find out where Mark is. Tell me if you see him.
Looks like I see him.
Mark
54.
Janaway.
No,
no, that's Brett. So
62.
62. Okay. So look. Brett is 54. So Dad's in the lead. Yeah, Dad is winning that one. 62. Mark Janaway. Here we go. Oh no, that's Magdalena. Hang on. That's Magdalena. Mark Janaway. Where's Mark?
Oh yeah, so MM. So we got to find the other.
Oh, here we go. He's 80th. So we got Mum. Sorry, excuse me. He's not Mum. We got Dad, and then Magdalena, and then Mark is. Here we go.
And he might have got caught up in that that kind of flush cycle they had to crawl out of.
Okay. So according to the map, he's been offline. So, but we'll give him a call. We can see him. Let's see where he is. Oh no, he's dropped out. So.
Offline for 2 minutes.
We will come back to Mark Janaway. What about Marco? Has he come back? Is that him? No. Let's go to Marco Sommerfeld.
It's like the advanced glider, beautiful glider colors. I liked how those glow.
Or maybe why don't we give Helena a call?
Yeah.
Let's bring her up. So just double click on that one. So we've got Helena. Okay.
I'll see if I can find where she's at on the...
Let's see, we have to do...
my remote, my walkie.
Let's see. So we've got to pull up her details. Might just take me a couple of minutes just to get her number, Helena. Here we are.
Yeah.
And
looks like she's hands off right now, so probably able to answer the phone. Maybe getting some snacks out, or
let's give her a call. I did say if you see if you see me call, if you see a +44 number calling you, don't worry, it's not spam.
It's just live on YouTube here.
Okay, sorry, this isn't working. Hang on. Let's try again. Helena. Yeah, Helena, okay.
She's got a nice view. We've got Gaetan still in it. Looks like he's on glide right now. A little bit of rear risers. That beautiful orange submarine. How wonderful. You can get custom colors and stuff like that. I mean, colors do it for me. It makes my mood change. So to be able to have a big pink pod harness might make me in a happy mood.
Yeah.
Like a big orange harness for him is something he enjoys. I love it. Got a couple other friends that are orange fans also, and they would love an orange submarine. They do have orange harnesses as well. Air Design does, I think, you can get custom colors on your some of your stuff there too, and they've gotten custom orange and pink and pods.
Yeah, for some reason her contact wasn't loading up.
She's taking photos with her. She's got her phone in hand right now. This is perfect if we can get it loaded up. She's taking pictures. She is just enjoying it. She's got that phone, so she's going to look at it and go, oh.
Hello.
Helena, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm gliding, having a break.
Talk us through conditions so far.
Bumpy, but it goes up very well. So that's the good side of bumpy. Yeah, but start was difficult, I have to say, for everybody, I think. And I got flushed down a lot, but made my way back. And now I'm right before they got to see it. I can see it. Pretty beautiful.
And was it working better yesterday? Is it feeling much harder today?
I feel like it is harder to find the thermals, but when you got one, it just cleans you up.
And tell us, who else can you see lots of pilots with you? Can you describe the scene where you are?
So I'm coming right behind one of the doors, one of the tooths in front of the lake. And there is, I think, the second group. I think the leading group already crossed the lake and it's on the other side of the bridge. But there is a group right before me, again, forming, trying to climb up again, and then cross the lake.
And most important question, are you having fun?
Yes, I am having fun. At first I got a little bit scared that I might land immediately, but now I'm having fun.
And how's the wing performing?
Wing is performing great. I mean, I think I'm so string in this comp. I love it. Of course, I can see the difference, but I love it. So, yeah.
And what's your prediction on how the day is going to unfold? Do you see it developing? What's your strategy for here on for the rest of the task?
It looks difficult because we don't have a lot of clouds, but we do have thermals, and if we get more clouds, it could get easier. But I don't know how the wind will change, so that might be a factor as well.
Okay, Helena. Well, look, thank you and good luck, and maybe we'll speak to you later.
Yeah, thank you.
Ciao. Bye bye. That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Let's call someone else.
She had her phone in her hand, answered it immediately. It was perfect timing. But yeah, she was one of those that almost sunk out and had to really work that valley and crawl her way back up onto that ridge line. So great job, Helena.
Great job, Helena. Yeah, but it looks like the others, the leaders, Gaetan, looking at his feed, he just looks really, well, he did look really quite low.
A little low, but they're cranking in something, and they're tight. That's a tight thermal.
So yeah, any requests on who we should call next? Any?
Baptiste. Let's get him on the phone. He is on the Delta 4, so I think he can multitask that.
I'm having a quick look on the map just to see. Let's pull up the map. I might have a quick check in on the map just to see.
It's tracking where everyone's at and what's going on. Like Helena said, that gaggle in front of her just started that lake crossing. So they're just going, and then Helena's pack's going to come back up, and I'm curious to see where our Sarah ended up at.
So that looks like Luke Nicol. So they haven't yet got that that turn point. Here's this big radius around Pointe Labim.
Yeah, I think they got to be strategic about that, because you hit it wrong, it might not work so well for you.
Wait, excuse me. Sorry. They don't need that. That's on the way back. So they just need to head to Colombier. If you're looking at the route, it's that's on the return leg. That's forcing them to go a little bit west. So they're shooting
down to that lower one first, then they go up to that one off to the side of the lake and back. So
they're super low. What have we got here? 12. The ridge line is 1,200 meters. I mean, they're like really scratching. We've got Pedro Cardoso, who's 25 meters above ground.
Topography of it, and it just builds in either a pull down or a lot of movement. And
I mean, it seems like the day is working, but it's not like a classic high cloud base day. It seems pretty difficult. Gaetan, he's in that lead gaggle. Yeah. So if we can see the feed from Gaetan, that would be super cool.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit more height from them. So I think we've got Dominica there.
And I did catch it. I did see Mark Janaway. He's got Magdalena with him in tow. They're low, so they're low. We'll catch him with him later. But he went offline for that while, and it just popped him back up for me. But these guys are working their way down the ridge. We still got Metacrum in it. She's right there, like the backpack of that lead gaggle on glide. She's at 2036 meters.
Okay.
Which, not bad, but she's on a little upper, but she's still at higher terrain. So as she pushes down, that train's going to peel away from her.
So we got Gaetan in the air with him. So we're getting a good idea of just the altitude or lack of altitude that he has with that lead gaggle. But, they're making progress.
Yeah,
I mean, absolutely, they're in the fight. This, day 2 at SRS Ozone Edition. And, this is the most southerly point that they have to get to. And then I guess on the way back, they'll be hoping, like yesterday, it's full bar all the way. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be quite like that, but...
Yeah. But what's interesting is 3 guys, Gaetan and 2 other guys, pushed out, and Baptiste stayed back. So, they're low. So it'll be interesting to see. It looks like Baptiste is on glide, but he's taking a different line than where those guys are at.
He is. He's
shooting to that other ridge line, it looks like, possibly. Or using that lee side. Yeah.
Let's see. Apologies for my map that keeps jumping, but here we are.
Same with mine, yeah.
Every time it updates, it sort of recenters itself. So on yellow here, we can see that is Baptiste taking he's going on the lee side of that ridge line. But yeah, what a day.
Yeah.
Grand-Bornand, kind of delivering once again.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting when I look at the topography for the line that it looks like Baptiste is taking, he might be trying to catch into that second ridge line to the right and to the west, because that one
east
that one collects longer and then jumps into a second mountain for that waypoint, while if you're too far to that one side, it looks like you'll get stuck in a big open zone and have to make a rush back to that. So he looks like going to be trying to use one ridge to slide to the other ridge and then head to that waypoint with some ability to climb.
Yeah, so it's basically, we're talking the kind of the Julios is the name of the peak there.
Okay, yes.
And that area is well known for being tricky. And
Yeah.
it was something Joanna said earlier, that we can expect pilots to bomb out here.
Yeah, says it happens a lot, even just regular day flying.
And good pilots. Mm-hmm. So the Julios is the kind of, the peak is the ridgeline in the middle. So actually they're a little bit to our pilots are to the west of the Julios peak
But
itself.
I'm gonna guess at some point they're going to want to drift themselves to that east and catch that main ridge.
I think that's where Baptiste is going.
And I think topography-wise, it's higher, going to feed better too.
So Julios is 1,700 meters.
Okay.
So where's Baptiste?
He's at 1905.
He's currently 1905. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like anybody on the further front is lower. So it'll be interesting to see how that gets on.
Get Out, let's have a look. Meanwhile, Get Out, who we can see is, where is Get Out?
He's right there at that front pack on the west side of that ridge, it looked like.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that pushed out a little, those top three guys that pushed out a little sooner.
So Marco Sommerfeld has pushed out. He'll be getting some lead out points for that. And you do need these lead out points. They are important. They are there to basically prevent you from hanging back. And there's a word for that, isn't there? Just being one of those pilots that just kind of follows someone in front. I mean, we're joking.
In the US, we call that pimping.
Yeah.
Pimping off other people or something, you know?
So it's all the lead out points are there to put a stop to that. You cannot win if you just pimp off.
Follow.
Yeah, you got to, sometimes you got to out there and
give it the push.
Yeah. Take a risk.
All right, it looks like we're back with Helena a bit there. She's getting some climbing going. Probably trying to get some altitude before she makes that crossing over the lake. And she's got a crew to be with, too. Damaziano, looks like he's low, working stuff. So it'll be interesting to talk with the pilots afterwards and see how these low spots were feeling for them. Was it in their tolerance of fun, or are they, kind of surviving?
What level fun did you have today?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, or 4?
Exactly. Was it SIV for you, or were we within a fun range there? It looks like Helena's got some nice climbs.
Oh look, I've just spotted that Mark Janaway's feed is live.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I spoke too soon. I jinxed it.
Oh, okay.
I completely jinxed it. Hang on, let's see if we can get Mark.
Yeah.
Because he would be cool to
right there.
to chat to. Let's pull him up. Let's find out where he is as well. Do you want to find out where he is?
Yeah.
And I'll try and dig out his number.
Yeah, I saw him with Magdalena low digging out.
Mark Janaway. Let's see.
See, he's at 1191 meters, so he's a little low. He might not answer.
Okay.
He might be groveling.
Where is he?
I'm trying to get that to load up on the map here. So let's see. Tracking. There we go. So he just crossed the lake, and he's at the lowest part of that ridge line. It looks like he's on the lee side of that first ridge line once you cross the lake.
Okay, let's try and.
We've got Sarah Zimmerman's right in behind him as well, so we might even see him and Sarah might be on the similar feeds then. He's kind of leading the pack and the girls are following him there. And then we've got Chen Ru just in front of Mark Janaway, and she's at 1450 basically, so hopefully he's climbing.
So I think Mark is at Roc de Boeuf. I think, looking at it. He's not going to pick it up. Hey, Mark, can you talk to us?
Yes.
Tell us your situation.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Can you explain where you are?
I just crossed the lake, Hennessy, and I'm on the ridge now, pushing on. I'm trying to catch up. I've been left behind a little bit going to that first turn point. It was quite slow and difficult. Yeah, just playing catch up at this point.
Mark, the line's a bit dodgy. We'll try you again a bit later if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ciao. There, the line's not perfect there. I'll try and get him on another line, and we'll see if we can. But yeah, it's a tough fight out there, isn't it?
Yeah. So he held on well in that big flush out cycle. So everyone that kind of was in that flush out cycle is all in their own backpack right now. So it's almost like this race is in two categories: those who did not get the sync and those who had to grovel them way out of that sync cycle. So it'll be interesting to see, the later talks on, which gaggles were which and the different strategies required. So.
Yeah. So Mark is currently at Roc de Boeuf, and yeah, I think it just seems like it's a lot of, they're struggling. It's just a really difficult.
Patience today.
Yeah. Patience and the fight.
Yeah. But it looks like they're making their way up that ridge really nicely now. Getting altitude as they're going up the ridge, so that's good. Not having a turn, so that ridge is definitely bringing some ridge lift or some convergence a little bit there with those thermals coming up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try and call him again. Let's see if I hopefully get a better line on this, whether he'll pick up.
Hello?
Hi, Mark. We're back again. Hopefully the line is better. Seems like you're scratching.
Yeah, not really working amazing today. It's definitely a lot slower conditions than yesterday. Yeah. I'm just trying to catch up to the group now.
So are you soaring at the moment, or is there some thermals coming through?
It's kind of a mix, mostly soaring, but you try and get those little bits of the thermal. But there's nothing major around right now.
So what are you having to do to stay up? How can you give us a sense of your strategy?
I'm trying to stay up on the wind mostly, and as soon as I feel a stronger bit coming up, I try and turn in it, get as much of it as I can, and then continue on.
Are you hoping that things will improve as the day goes on?
Hopefully, although I'm quite doubtful it'll get much better than this, because it's already 2 o'clock and it's still like this. The times might get a bit better, but I think this is it.
Okay, well, good luck, Mark, and we're following your progress, and we'll see you at goal.
Yeah, hopefully see you there.
See you at goal. Goal awaits. Ciao. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, so there you have it, from the horse's mouth. So it's tough out there.
It sounds like one of the good things, at least for the day, is there's at least a base wind they can work with and thermals. So it's not too windy, but enough to maintain and then grab those pieces when they come, versus it be dead and pieces that, they're able at least to maintain on these ridge lines if they place themselves correctly.
Yeah, but just not being able to thermal, just you're relying on soaring, and it's not that strong, the wind to soar. So
yeah. And it's always tricky when there's enough wind to ridge soar, your thermals just track a little different. You can't grab into them as meaty and just climb out as much. So hopefully when they are coming through, they've got enough punch up that they can crank and bank in those suckers. Get up there.
Nicely put.
Crank and bank, baby.
I love it. But I think yesterday was the better day.
Yeah. But what was great about yesterday, though, is it kind of gave everybody an overview of this place. And so now they're working off of yesterday's experience today. You know, a little bit of the unknowns are down. They know which bridge lines they're at, and so hopefully that's helped people make good decisions today with more wind being in the process. See where that lead gaggle is.
Well, I'm just looking at the
that
leaderboard, and it seems like we've got some, you know, unfamiliar names at the top there. Baptiste he's currently in 4th, so he's not with the leaders. We've got, in fact, maybe it's, oh no, but it's just changed. Victor Aguilera looks like he's leading, he's out front. So let's go back to tracking. They're not far off. I mean, any one of them in that gaggle is kind of lead. It almost seems spurious to say who's in the lead because they're all kind of together and they're all fighting in that group. So we've got Marco Sommerfeld, he's a Swiss pilot. We've got Pedro Cardoso, he's there as well, and I just clicked on the same.
And what's super interesting, if you look at their track logs, the circle turns they're doing are definitely drifting. So they definitely have some drifting going on with their thermaling. So they're having to really take that into consideration as they're turning. That is it taking you where they want to go? And maybe that's good, you know, drifting you where you want to be with lift. But other times you might have to pull out of that and get back on heading. So
interesting, we've got Arnold Castro among that lead group. So he was one of the pilots I mentioned who's part of the Ozone team. He's Argentinian, so maybe he's, you know, after yesterday's defeat at the football, he's out there to, you know, restore some national honor. But yeah, all fun. So yeah, also we've got Pascal Blum, who else is Mathieu Muzelek. We have Michael Greff, Baptiste, we know about. And who's this over here? And Mete. So Mete.
She's right in there.
She's right in there. Go Meta.
Yeah. Doing it for the ladies, showing us we can get it done.
A little further back, Fred Monet. Fred is also doing really well, I think, in the Swiss League. One of those pilots there. I'm sure I've got some. Yeah, he's flying a Photon. I think he won the sports class in Chaumet last year, and he's from the Gruyere region.
Okay.
There we go.
I hear they had good cheese there.
Very good. One to watch I have in my notes for Fred Monet. So we're watching Fred.
We're watching Fred.
He's just behind the that lead gaggle. I've lost him. There he is. But
yeah, today some experience of being a rounded pilot might come into play of knowing that you've flown wind. Do you ridge soar? Can you ridge soar thermal, or are you just more of a alpine mountain pilot that flies, you know, certain conditions? So it's definitely these lead packers showing where their skill sets lie. I
think you're right. It's that ability just to milk whatever lift is available.
Switch it up. I go to my ridge soaring skills.
If you're an average pilot, you'd be scratching. I think what separates them is they're able to take lift and keep going, whereas a lesser able pilot is maybe just trying to milk the lift and staying in the same area, hoping that they're going to get catapulted up to 2,500 meters.
Right.
These guys are aware that ain't going to happen, so they've just got to like hop and soar a little bit.
A
little bit of a bubble. Keep going. We heard it listening. You know, we're chatting with Mark, his Vario, just a little bit of beep beep beep.
Turning that, even if it's 50 meters, and you can go again.
I mean, if you're only getting zeros, you're still winning.
Yeah, you're not going down. So just wait for the breast, or try to get yourself to a better spot. That'll provide more lift.
So they're really not far now from the next turn point. We got less than 1.3 kilometers to the next turn point. So if I pull up the map, we can see that.
I think you got it right there, and then flip it during your.
Yeah, here we go. We got the leaderboard. So if we go to tracking, we can see there now about a kilometer from Colombier. Colombier. Mont Colombier. And
so we lost Mark Janaway's feed also.
Let's go and find someone else. Have we got Guetta? Is he around?
Yeah, right there. Orange pod. See what they're looking like over there.
Right
there, yep.
There we are. Let's go to Getan. There we go. So Getan, is he in that lead group?
Oh, yeah,
Let's just have a look at the Getan.
No, that's not. That Baptiste right there.
I think Getan he's fallen back. He's in 14th, so he's not in that lead gaggle. We'll go back to the tracking.
Seems leading is a little risky right now. You know, you're kind of the one showing everybody if it's on enough or yet. But
you know, it's anyone's. You know, it's not like Baptiste is miles out in front. Remember, he's flying a Delta, which isn't the most performing wing in the Ozone range. That would be Photon in the ENC, class, obviously. But very different flying. It'd be interesting to talk to him actually to see what he found different. What's the kind of learning for him? And
what
does he do differently?
Process, you know, pushing that bar doesn't do the same angle of attack and trajectory as, so you know, different decisions to be made.
Yeah, lower down the classification. So if you go full bar on EMB, often it's just
doesn't quite carve and glide out that same way that the speed of the higher performance gliders do. That lift to drag ratio just doesn't always perform the same.
So pilots are low, you know. I mean, Tudor over here, he's at 1,100 meters. Who have we got?
Looks like the lead gaggle area, they're getting up to 2,200 right now. And now they're back on glide. They were all circling for a minute there.
Okay. So they're going to tag this turn point any soon. And it's not exactly the halfway mark.
No.
We can see, if we can see, they got half of 500 meters, 700 meters to go. So it's 46 kilometers, which is, you know, plus minus the halfway mark.
Yeah.
I mean, we're more or less at the halfway mark. Let's go back to tracking.
Yeah, we're pretty.
Here we go. Oh, look, we've got someone who's going to be first to. And also the other thing to check right now is their efficiency. And you can see that on the tracking score. We'll have a look at that in a minute to see who is the most efficient. You just put your hand in, you know, and then turn around. So we are looking at Baptiste, who looks like he is. How's he managed that? He was way back a minute ago, and he is going to be the first to tag it by the looks of things.
They all kind of coagulated back up and had to work some lifts. So I think he climbed well, and then maybe knew that exact altitude he needed to just exit.
So I'm glued on my screen watching Baptiste here.
He's about to hit that waypoint. So he was going for those lead points.
So we got Baptiste.
But over to the side, Tudor is over to the
west there, but he's quite low. He's quite low.
Yeah, but he might tag it, and then he's going to have to work.
Oh no,
look,
we've got. Oh, it's jumped. So what's happened here?
Oh, we got some taggers, and they're back out. Maybe we got some. Let's see if we see a Baptiste or in Gaetan's vision.
So it'd be good to maybe get some audio from Gaetan would be amazing. I don't know if we can do that, but we can see the subtitles anyway if you can read those. So what's the time? Time check. It is 2:20. What time did we set off at 12:45?
12:45.
So a little over 1.5 hours they've been going. 1.5 hours in, approximate halfway mark. It's looking like a 3-hour task, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. So they got to snack at the correct times, hydrate at the correct times, and stay focused.
That could be it sounds like advice to me. I'm going to...
Yep, it's one of those days where good to have your P-tube set up, all those things, right? Because you'll be in the sky for a while today.
Yeah, don't mention P-tubes. I had a P-tube failure. I did an 80K flight. Yeah, not great.
Hosing off the harness later.
It wasn't that bad, but it was a hot day, so.
You had to keep hydrated. All right, looks like Meta is I think she's in that lead. She's in front of Baptiste. Not quite in the full lead. Looks like Florian might be one of those top guys. Victor. But Meta is
Yeah,
right up
she
in
is.
there. She's
Go
in with the
Meta.
crew. She's flying strong today. Been placing herself in the right places at the right times to keep herself going.
So Meta, I'm just going to check her season rankings, but she is.
I think she's won first place.
Yeah, she is. She is leading the overalls.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Meta, on her points, she's less than 100 points higher than Magdalena Janaway in second place. But yeah, so she flies a GTO and a Genie Race 5. And yeah, go Meta.
Yeah. Let's see. Sarah had taken that interesting line, and I saw that she ended up lining back up with everybody towards the main part for the crossing. So I wonder, I think we got her on the crossing now. Wonder where we've got her at, if she's caught back up. Good spot. I know she was right there with Mark Janaway as well.
Now look, I'm just looking over here. All the, I guess these are all our pilots who landed out.
Yeah, the little peoples.
The peoples.
Yeah. But
tough.
You know what happens, you know? And sometimes that's why it's so important, like your start positioning, like getting out and established, being ready to go with the right altitudes, and not still trying to make it happen and exiting too quick.
Interesting. We've seen a lot of pilots here also land out not being able to make this this ridge work.
Yeah.
So let's see let's pull on some of the other female pilots here. Who have we got over here? Agnieszka Zaborowska. I think she's a British pilot. Linda Hoch. We got Linda and who was she flying with again? She was flying with Sarah Zimmerman.
Sarah,
of course, yeah. So they're still together.
And if you guys are watching the feed right now, we've got one of the live pilots out there that's got a view of Mont Blanc and giving you guys just some nice scenery view as he's climbing around to show you the magnificentness the French Alps are. I was asking all the pilots yesterday, did you see Mont Blanc? Did you see?
No,
and there
I
was
was looking.
lower clouds and things, so I'm super excited today. He said Mont Blanc is in my view, guys, look. So, yeah, beautiful. So, nice that we got to see that and share that with you guys. But let's get back to where we are at on the race course.
So we are with Domiziano Cianci. Cianci. We'll switch to Gaetan again.
Looks like we switched screens there a little bit.
Okay.
It looks like they're still getting some cloud formations, but it seems like they kind of build and then they get blown around. So they're not really like building up very huge, but they definitely are along those mountain peaks. So really kind of converging up with that convective lift, it seems, where those pieces are. So hopefully they can use that as strategy to go, all right, we see the clouds are building above those peaks. It means something's feeding them. Let's make sure we get to them and use that if we can. So
I was going to have a look at some of the wind stations that we've got on the ground and see what they're saying. And in fact, you know, the wind hasn't changed that much. It's a little bit of north in it. On the Lake Annecy, I'm seeing it's 13, 16,
yeah,
9, 14, got a 9, 17. So on La Chat, let's see if we've got a back at the 8:15. So yeah, those are some of the values.
so they'll have to take that
Pretty much
that strategy in play when they're climbing their way back up to get to goal here. So keeping themselves on the correct sides. Sun angle is going to be changed at that time too, so different things will be working from the 2 to 3 hours it's been since they were back to that same ridge. Because not to say some of these pilots could be in it for a bit still. As long as they stay steady, they could still make goal, but maybe it'll be, 3 to 4 hour flight, So, but by then a lot can change and, different strategies.
Yeah, and also, the valley wind starts kicking in and that can, affect things as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really strategic race back to goal.
Yeah. It looks like they're in some nice climbs right now. Everyone's working pretty decent together, turning the correct directions.
To the right?
I
Well,
think
I think they can go their own way now, can't they? It was just a start, really, but
it'd be more like who established the thermal, let's all turn that way. It looks like they've been doing a lot of left turns today. I've been noticing that. Lots of left turning out there, so maybe the way the winds are working, that's been really nice. But yeah, if you guys aren't, big XC pilots, maybe you're a new pilot tuning in, learning about cross-country competitions. When we're thermaling, he who sets the thermal and starts it is the one who sets the direction. So if you see someone turning and you're coming to them, you should match the turn that they're doing. Even if you're like, oh, but I like turning right, doesn't matter. You got to follow those directions.
I often, talk to pilot, like really elite pilots, and often they will have a turn preference. And I'm like, surely you're like a pro, you should be totally ambidextrous. And no, even like the pros will have a preference for one direction. And I don't know if it's linked. There was a report that came out quite recently that's saying, as humans, we prefer, I've got to get this right, I think we prefer going around to the right. We walk in a turn. If you think like athletics tracks, they always go round clockwise, and we have a clockwise tendency. I don't know whether that's because we're normally right. Most of us are right-hand dominant. But yeah, the other day I've always been like, 50-50 makes no difference. But the other day I was just really preferring the left was working for me.
Yeah. Well, and if you're doing it all week long, sometimes you're like, oh, shoot, I've been in a thermal turning right for a long time. You're like, oh, it's getting tiring. Or and I'm the only one in it. I'm switching it up. I'm going to go left now, give myself a break.
But also it can get a little, there is the etiquette and there's rules and there's sportsmanship, of course. But there's also a little bit of, don't expect a free ticket. Don't expect pilots to say, yeah, here, come in front of me or make way for you.
Yep.
Ulrich was saying yesterday over dinner that he got in a thermal with Baptiste's dad, Cyril, and saying, he was like giving no inch, It's just like, okay.
Get in there. Either get aggressive, get tight. It was, communicate or get out, Sometimes if you're flopping around or turning too wide and we can't just get into the core and just dip that tip and almost be spiral diving straight up the medius part, it's almost like, get out of here, Pop out for a minute, let us climb, then you can come back in. So I get a little, I was taught how to crank and bank more than flat turn. So I was in Colombia and it was a challenge to keep it a little more level, and like not just go like via de Bravo thermals. It's just different styles. You know?
No, that just those little those 0.5s, just a little bit of inside brake. And, just weight shift and.
You're in the thermal by yourself. You can just tighten it up and just get in there. But sometimes when you have other people, you have to make sure they can communicate. They can tighten it up correctly with you, and and work it. So it's always really nice when you find a crew that can tighten it up, widen it when needed, and it really makes a difference.
And the other thing to say about this is, you are at a massive advantage with other pilots. And obviously for other pilots out there, this is, preaching to the converted. This is really obvious stuff. But yeah, gaggle flying. It seems it's kind of almost an anomaly of the sport that it's a solo sport. You're going out to win, but you will do better if you club together with other pilots, especially in those lifts, because they're marking the thermals and you're working together. So you might find it where you've got your top pilots all working together, and then at some point there's like, okay, the race is on, and they'll go their own way.
Yeah, it's always interesting because we get pressure changes. Like we've gone into a little bit more high pressure today than the previous days. So those thermals tend to kind of squirrel up and take little movements and stuff. So as we're gaggling, we might all be in it, and then also one pilot lifts more, and that thermal drifted that way a little bit, and then we all kind of shift that way, and then this person gets it, we shift that way, and we can really maximize the core of a thermal, maybe in a little higher pressure, or it's drifting with wind, than just being alone by yourself and finding the edges of it. So always fun when you got a good crew to thermal with. Not so fun though when you got someone who's not flowing and vibing with the crew thermaling. Then you're kind of like, how do we kind of politely kind of boot them out for a second, climb up, and then they can, do yeah, little thermaling things, but you don't want to be a jerk out there, but sometimes we got to crank and bank this. Let's go.
So I just found out that Victor Victor Aguilera, excuse me, who was leading a minute ago, is the youngest taking part. You know how old he is?
What, 18?
Not even 18. He's 16 years old.
Wow.
So big shout out to Victor Aguilera. Well done. Let's see. We'll see if we can find where he is actually. So
yeah, now we've got some more movement going.
And he's still in the lead out. So he's still in the lead. So 16 years old. That's amazing.
Incredible. The brain power that he's got right now to make decisions is nice.
So I'm just reading from Ruth's live blog. He told SRS Live, in the summer, I try to spend as much time as possible in the Alps, in Spain and Portugal. The rest of my time I fly as often as I can at home in Norway. So flying in Norway is fantastic when the weather allows it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, when the weather. Definitely mountain flying is my favorite, but anywhere that gets me high works for me. Well, it seems to be working for him at the moment, but I don't think he's that high. He's 1,400 meters above.
He's pushing some of those lead points though, so very nice.
He's definitely picking up some lead points. So I'm looking, I'm just lead out points. He's got 70% lead out points. So currently, there are a few pilots who's got 80. Yeah, there are a few pilots who've got more, but not many. He's in the top, I would say the top 5 of lead out points.
Yep.
Oh, look, that's interesting. I'm looking at the British pilot, Nick Lloyd, who got 100% lead out points, but he's landed.
Oh, so he was leading himself to the ground.
Leading himself to the ground. You know, that's the thing. But
you gotta take. Someone has to go and show if it's on or not. You know.
Yeah.
So he was the sacrificial lamb for the day.
Yeah. Maybe this sort of British Army approach. Go leading the charge.
Everyone owes him. He needs a bunch of beers today.
Yeah, that's great. Who else has got good lead out points? 88%. Who's that? Someone. I saw someone with a high percentage.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, a few 70s, a few 60s. For comparison, so Victor Aguilera 70%, Baptiste is also 70%.
Okay.
Marco is on 69, and
it looks like we've got JJ back on the screen too, one of our live pilots here, and he's around some beautiful terrain. So I don't know if we're going to go live to him and get some in-air updates or not. So we'll see if we get that. If not, we'll get back to the.
Well, why don't we give him a call?
Yeah.
Let's give JJ a call.
Let's see what he's doing and how that air is for him. I know he was trying to make some crossings and was experiencing some of the sink and hard stuff. So it'd be kind of cool to get an update from him. And wow, the mountains he's seeing are beautiful.
Let's see if I can find him on here.
Seeing some of the glaciers.
Let's see if we can get him. Okay, just need to somehow get his number.
Let's see, I think we got that on the WhatsApp.
Chile.
It's right there for you.
Oh, cool, thank you. Let's give him a call. Doing it the old school way. I thought.
Yeah, we're hand typing it in, guys.
He's in my WhatsApp contacts, but it hasn't transferred to my normal contacts. I don't know why. And obviously WhatsApp is not so great. So
it doesn't always connect.
So I'm
as
having
well.
to do this the old-fashioned way. Here we go.
We're phoning a friend, just like.
Yeah.
Nope, we don't.
Hey, come on, JJ. You're in the air. We're live here with Paragliding Live, and we want you to give us an update. So when you get this message, give us a call. Isn't that what you do?
I think so.
He'll probably get that in about like 3 weeks when he says, "What's this message someone's left me?"
Yeah, he's got some beautiful scenery.
That we can try. JJ, this is the commentary team. Can you hear us? And can you give us an update of what it's like up in the sky where you are? And we'll see if he comes back to us. But if not, let's have a look at where the
see where this lead gaggle.
Let's see where we are.
Our 16-year-old's doing.
Yeah. Follow.
Some countries that's just barely able to drive.
Yeah, I mean, Baptiste is learning, I think, from the age of 10. I mean, that's wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
And his father was even saying that they kind of moved to Morocco where you could start younger than France.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in France, I think you can start pretty early anyway. But
yeah,
I mean, he was ground handling and I think he was doing solo flights from the age of about 12.
Yeah, I was at Dune de Pila last month and it was the cutest thing ever. It looked like a little kite someone had sewn lines onto and made risers, and they had a little kid harness, and they were like 4 years old kiting on the dune. It melted me. Like, just incredible. Like, that'll be a world champion one day. This little 4-year-old on the dune,
yeah,
kiting himself, and his brother was 2 years older on the radio telling him what to do.
What? That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty much Baptiste's kind of like, progression.
Yeah.
And if you want to read more of that, shameless plug too, Cross Country Magazine. Oh no, the banner's come down. We should try and fix that. But Cross Country Magazine, where are you? One of the stickers on here. So we have a great interview with Baptiste that my colleague Ed Ewing did at the end of last year's Cooper Car. And not many places in the world where, you know, you're talking to a pro athlete and he's actually working the stand. It's like finding Roger Federer and you know, he's actually manning the manning the desk. So Ed managed to find an hour with Baptiste and he told him all about that, growing up and flying in La Réunion, which is this island in the middle of well, not quite in the middle, but in the Indian Ocean. And it's wild.
What did you say? It was a 100K ridge?
Yeah, that's right.
They fly the lee side
It's really famous. It's really famous for, well, it's famous for shark attacks, but we won't go into that. But this ridge line,
we paraglide.
The Diagonale des Fous, the line of crazies. This kind of rough translation. It's they do this ultra marathon there. And those ridge lines there will work for paragliding. But his dad Cyril was saying, it works well, but obviously it's a maritime climate, so you have kind of complicated flying. But you're saying you fly in the lees there. I'd love to go back there. I did a hike and I went canyoning, and then I did a really stupid injury. And you know how often when you get injured, it's always just doing something stupid. Mm-hmm. And it was abseiling. And I just banged my elbow and it literally hurt for a year. Oh. A whole year. You know when you hit your funny bone, and it was like that on like steroids. Yeah. I probably broke it, but anyway, not much you can do. Anyway, back to Europe, back to the Alps, back to Grand-Bornand.
Got a few of the live pilots. We're getting kind of shifted through here and seeing where they're all at, so we can make sure we're tuning into all the different spots. It's like...
So... Domiziano Ciani looks like he's on glide at the moment.
I'm not sure if we're going to try to tune into one of the pilots and get live info from them or not.
Should we try and give Domiziano a call? Are you able to pull up his...
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we're going to go over to JJ, and he's going to give us a nice update on the conditions live from the sky. So we'll just wait a moment to get that going.
Hello, everybody. Let me give you a nice look at the Mont Blanc.
Birds of prey.
Before I was thinking, cloud base seems a bit low today.
Working over Goal, which is where we're situated at the moment.
4,000. Cloud base is a bit low with about
the valley breeze has
2,800, 900. That's the Mont Blanc. I show you Grand-Bornand. that's our takeoff over there. It's a quite nice place, but today was really shitty to me. I tried 3 times to extract myself. I tried 2 times the lee side in front that we also did with the comp at the beginning, where it worked nicely, but now it seems to flush in and it's a strong lee side. So I got humbled at least 2 times. And now I scratched my way back up here, back up to the takeoff, and I crossed over to this ridge, hopefully getting something better now, and waiting for the race to come my way, because they are right there in the back behind that big mountain, which sadly I don't know the name right now, but write it in the comments, write it in the chat will know. So from my feeling and also what I saw a couple of at the start of the race, it was really difficult to get away from that lee side. The wind was stronger than expected, flushing over it, and the pilots had a hard time to make their way through there and to make it towards the Lake of Annecy. So we can have some nice 3, 4, sometimes even 5 meter thermals, but mainly it's broken up, it's not nice, it's gusty, there's some wind in, it's at least 15 kilometers per hour, the belly wind is on, and yeah, it's not easy to fly here. The ridge I tried at least 2 times, nobody else made it through afterwards, so I'm not the only case here. Alright. But the area is beautiful, as you can see, it's magnificent. The cloud base is nice and high. It's not easy to get there. You need to find a good core, averaging something about 2-3 meters. It felt like it at least, that at a certain height, around 2,200, it gets more difficult to get up there. Maybe a inversion layer, maybe just the wind getting strong on that height and breaking up the thermals. So the clouds are looking really nice, but it's hard to get there. That would be my summary. If somebody has other questions or something to tell me, like, I don't know how the race went, honestly. I was following a little bit on live tracking. Looks very promising, but still pretty hard. We expected the guys to be quicker at the furthest turn point there in the back, but as we said, like, the lee side made it really hard for them. I'm happy to finally leave Grand-Bornand over there. Happy to do a little jump for you finally, getting in the air here, and yeah, I hope to intersect to cross the guys again when they're coming back from the lake. That hopefully is about in 20 minutes, I hope, if they're quick. From the furthest turn point in the southwest, they should be quicker now. They should make it with the tailwind quite quick back to Annecy Lake. They just have to hop the big mountain, make it across, and then we should be fine for a nice final glide. That's about it, I think. Just quickly asking if somebody has any more questions, if there's a chat that's active and wants to know something. Otherwise, again, here, Grand-Bornand, our takeoff up there. The normal route was just following that ridge, that rocky ridge there, and everybody else
Wow, what a great little sit rep there from JJ. And yeah, as you just heard, difficult flying out there. I mean, the wind is quite strong. It's gusty. It's blowing out what thermal lift there is. Difficult flying. So I guess well done to all the pilots out there.
Yep. Looks like we just got Helena just landed. So it sounds like maybe she was really struggling to keep those pieces and going up.
So good job, JJ, managing to give us a little sense of what it's like in the air for these pilots, and just how challenging it is just to be scratching. We can see Mark Janaway as well. I mean, here he's scratching. Maybe we'll give him a call in a minute and for another little update. But I think we should have a look at where everyone is. JJ was saying he reckons 20 minutes before pilots are back over the lake. Yeah, with that tailwind, expecting that tailwind to really help the pilots. So as long as you have the altitude to take the run, you know. So let's have a look at the leaderboard. So it seems like Baptiste is, there he is. Okay, I've got Baptiste. So they're still there. They're at this area, this Mount Julio. So, and that is that area. So I think we're going to see more pilots landing out here, aren't we? It's just a tricky area, you know. There's lots of open space between those valleys. Those valleys are going to create venturi and wind, and that's going to change the way the thermals are working and how you can ridge soar them, you know. So. And Baptiste is approaching Roc de Boeuf, excuse me, not the Julius. He's already passed that area. So interesting. He's going pretty much back the way he came. Yeah, so true. There was the option for pilots to head a little bit further east, almost, you know, away from Lake Annecy into that sort of flatter area. But he's obviously thinking, he's made the decision that you're safer within the ridges. Yeah, I think maybe that it's maintaining them between the pieces. Now the valley wind will be at its strongest, so that's actually helpful just to saw that ridge line all the way back to the lake. Yeah, quite interesting to see how a local with such knowledge and skill is going to work it back, and then it looks like maybe he's going to lead everybody and they're all going to kind of follow his decision and then have to work from there, you know. So he's at officially, I think it's called scratching height. Yeah, I mean, kicking treetops. Yeah, just, you know, skimming the tops of the trees. Checking for any birds' nests and, you know, all those good things there. But Meta Crumb, she's still in it for the ladies in that lead gaggle area. So still really doing very good there, which is great to see. Good solid pilot throughout the whole season so far. Let's see what other pilots we've got kind of cracking around. It's kind of difficult to see. I mean, one of the things is that you'll be seeing pilots in every direction. So for the lead out gaggle as well, they'll be passing pilots coming towards them, and it's always psychologically tough for the pilot still kind of fighting to reach that Colombier turn point, you know, to be seeing the other pilots. They've tagged it and they're on their way back. That's always tough. But it'll also be, I guess, giving them a little bit of hope that it's working. It is working. You just got to hang in there. You just got to keep fighting. Yeah, and I think hopefully those pilots in that second pack are understanding, you know, like, hey, they didn't end up dirting out and they climbed their way out. They are fierce warriors today. Like, they have, when they do land, they battled it out as much as they could today, which is amazing. So, you know, good job to everybody today, because it's not easy. And so keeping with it, it's good. So should we have a look just at the leaderboard at the moment? Baptiste Lambert, Marco Sommerfeld, Arnold Castro currently in third. A name we haven't come across here, we've got Florin Iftinka. I think he's a Norwegian pilot. And then Pascal Blum, Swiss pilot. He's on a Photon. In fifth place, currently in sixth. I mean, this is all very, very provisional, of course, and everything will change. Pedro Cardoso. But it is showing us who's in that lead pack, Mikael Graf, Victor Aguilera still in the top 10, that 16-year-old, and Meta Crumb. Yeah, and Thomas Francis also, he's a British pilot, doing really, really well. He flies the GTO. So, yeah, he's up there with that lead gaggle. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk to him when he lands at goal. So good, you know. One little, just small, tiny observation is that Baptiste is the only Frenchman in that lead top 10 gaggle.
Yeah.
Although we got one this in 11th. Mathieu Musilek is currently also up there 11th. But that's just a very rough look at some of the names in there.
Yeah, but who's in there? You know, it's always interesting each day. Sometimes it's luck of when you chose to launch and what altitude you got yourself out for the start. You know, like there's a lot of strategy on when do you get yourself out there. Too early, you might dirt out or be working too hard, or too late, you're not established enough. And so it'll be interesting when they land, we find out, you know, what got people into that big sinking gaggle versus the ones that got into the one that kept going. I'm sure we can find Mark Janaway for that one.
Yeah.
Because he definitely groveled that out. And so we could find out, you know, where his launch start was, where the decision was. So he's a good one. He likes giving us updates like that.
So it'll be interesting to see what the wind is doing at the moment. Let's have a look at some of the live data stations. So I've just been informed that Marco Sommerfeld is crossing the lake, so we'll try and get his number up and give him a call. Are you able to bring up his number? I can do it. We can do it the old-fashioned way again.
Let's see. Go to the.
So while you're doing that, well, let's just find where he is.
Yeah.
So he's in currently in second place, and approaching the lake.
Let's see if I can find his number here. Let's see, Marcos.
So let's. If I can pull him up on his video, we can see where he is. It's his feed's just dropped out. But we'll give him a call anyway.
We have two Marcos in the group here, so I'm assuming it's the other one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's him. Let's give him a call. Let's give him a call. How we used to do this. Yeah.
Oh, well, the old way was.
You remember that? You remember they're showing your age there.
Yeah. Dial up, you know.
Marco.
Yeah.
So this is the live team. This is the live team. You're live, and we've been looking at your feed. Although it's just dropped out. Tell us the situation.
Yeah, I'm super low in the valley wind right now, and almost about to land. So my last chance above ground. So not easy.
Keep fighting.
Yeah. Thanks.
We'll talk to you later.
Okay, see you.
Oh, they're getting hosed out there, guys. Hopefully he gets a nice ripper and can maintain and get out of there. Have a local bird show him something.
Apologies for the echo. Some of you might have heard echo there. It's probably to do with the mic. Probably trying to get that sorted for next time. So apologies about that. We'll fix that situation. But yeah, otherwise. Marco, so it was looking good. The leaderboard that I just read out, it just goes to show it's just changing, constantly. So Marco, his height, let's look at him. Yeah, oh dear, he's 1,000 meters, 1,049 meters, and he's going down. Unless he needs a low save.
Yes.
Is there a god for low saves? There should be like a god for low saves.
There should be. It would be great.
You can sacrifice, I don't know.
Yeah.
Things and you get your low save.
What could you just sacrifice? Like maybe you sacrifice your gloves. What is something that like you need but don't need, that you can say, I will release these gloves. Please take me to Cold Cloud Base.
I'm just looking at the map. Actually, it'd be good if we could show them the map. But yeah, you can see where he is. Yeah, he's coming into land. In fact, his speed is 0.
Yeah.
So Marco, good racing. Thanks for we can give him a call in a couple of minutes actually when he's just got his stuff together, and we'll get him a good overview of the task so far and why it's proving so difficult. But JJ gave us a good overview a minute ago. If you've just kind of tuned in randomly and you're wondering where we are in the race, a good point would just be rewind 15-20 minutes and listening to JJ, who's just explaining. He's a dummy pilot, and he's explaining why it's so difficult. Cloud base is lower, the wind is strong. Thermals are, they're getting scattered by the wind, and it's just scratchy and difficult flying.
Yeah. And from what it seems to me, I think Baptiste has left everyone in the dust. I look back, Meta and them are still maintaining. They're trying to get altitude. They're still back there, but Baptiste is a slow lone wolf just on glide to... He's leaving that main ridge to the next ridge. He's
got 2,000 meters.
So
he's got, he's 800 meters above ground.
I don't see anybody in tow with him either.
Where is, I mean, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 kilometers ahead of Arnold Castro. And those guys are all together.
Like,
he's so damn, we missed that move. What did he do?
So remember we saw he was taking the line that he came from, and I think
he was at Roc de Boeuf. So maybe has he got something at Roc de Boeuf?
He must have, and I just don't know. Everybody else was on glide, but they might have gone back. So, but yeah, they haven't left. They haven't left that area, and he went for it, or they were scared to go at that altitude, and he knew it was going to come, and so he went and connected to that ridge lift. It seemed. Surfed it up to Roc de Boeuf, because there's that little ridge line right in front of Roc de Boeuf, and if you can get to that, it looks like it's where they would have headed to. If you could surf that up, then maybe there was some climbs to get out of there. So
if we look on the map at where Marco is, that gives you a kind of indication of just the thin margin of success and failure. So obviously, as you say, Baptiste must have got something on that Roc de Boeuf ridge line, and Marco didn't, and Marco bombed out. I'm gonna give him another call.
We'll find out. Did he go on glide with Baptiste and he missed the line, or did he go, I don't know, let him go first, and then that was the breath and he missed it?
So what we're gonna have to do so that we don't get an echo is hold the phone away from my mic so that my mic doesn't pick up. But let's see if we can. Let's see if we can call him.
Hello.
Hey, Marco. Have you landed?
Hello. No, still struggling. Give me like 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, we looked like you'd landed. Sorry, we'll call you back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so...
He's still in the game, everybody.
He's still in the fight. So my apologies to Marco. Let's have a look, see where he is. Let's see where he is again. So he's moved away from the ridge line. Let's see if we can get the map up so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. You can get climbed out of there.
Let's see. Okay, we've got some technical issues. So it seems we're having some technical issues, but at any rate, Marco is still in the fight.
He has not landed.
Sometimes the tracking, it gives the speed. I looked at the speed, it said 0, so that was just an obvious thing.
Well, in reality, he was saying he's about to land. We see 0, but I'm super stoked to find out he is still in it.
But Baptiste, meanwhile, is about to cross the lake. He's got 1,000 meters of altitude above ground, and he's crushing it.
Yeah. So let's see. He was at 21 when we first checked. He's at 16 now. So on that glide. He definitely is, losing some, but he's still doing nice. And he's about ready to just crisscross over that lake there. It's right past Dussard. Looks like we've got some pilots down in Dussard.
And the wind now on Lake Annecy is 13-16.
Okay.
9-14. Yeah, so I'm just seeing if there are any other wind meters. A little bit further out to the east, I've got 7-18 the wind speeds.
Yeah. Let's click in.
But it's not all plain sailing for Baptiste.
No, he's working today. This is not an easy day for anybody. But he still has, anything can happen still. But he's definitely getting some lead points at this moment. He's already halfway across the lake, if not more, based on, tracking updating. And let's see where we think he's headed to, right to that ridge line that's going to slide him up to La Tournette.
So I'm getting someone saying that he still needs to get the turn point, but yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to just check the leaderboard and see on the score.
Well, the leaderboard, it shows him in
Yeah,
first.
no, he's still got to go to turn point 4.
Yeah, and turn point 4 is going to be up past launch here, yeah? Because they're headed to turn point 4 now.
That's right.
Yeah, because they hit the first one, second one, third one.
Yeah, he's got it. I think sometimes the tracking it doesn't update immediately, but he's on the homeward straight.
Yeah,
he's now crossed the lake. He's heading to La Tournette, excuse me, and yeah, he's got the. There's one more. We've got the final turn point is basically he's got to just tag a radius near the start, and then it's the glide into Le Grand-Bornand.
Yeah, and if you can get to La Tournette, that's a 2351 meter mountain, biggest one in the Annecy area. So that'll really give him hopefully some climbs, get him some altitude to make that shoot as he has to climb back up to this alpine area up here. But man, he left everyone in the dust. They're all still back there. A few have now crossed to that ridge. Looks like our next one behind there is Aurelius, is on the move. And see who gets it. It is anybody's game at this point, but it seems like Baptiste has got a pretty nice lead going, so he's crossed the lake now and climbing up La Tournette area, up the ridge lines there.
He's kind of one of these pilots who's making it look easy, isn't he?
To a degree, yeah. I mean, I'm sure these pilots are going to be studying his lines last night and tonight to see why he chose that, and I'm sure from their vision they saw things going on, so just a master class in how to fly this area for sure.
But meanwhile, for the rest of the pack, looking at the map, it's still a long day ahead. I think the retrieve driver is going to be busy today. What do you reckon?
I think so, yeah. It's going to be some late night retrieve. So, we always say at these comps, like, just love your retrieve drivers, guys. Like, treat them well. They do long drives, take care of us, make sure we're all alive and accounted for at the end of the day. So the retrieve drivers, thank you so much. Like, huge job you guys do.
So if you can see my colleague, Marco, he's the guy behind Paragliding Live.
Right here.
He's, but we have a small technical issue. We've lost our feed of the live cameras, but we're still able to watch the race unfold.
Oh.
We're going to see if we can get all this back in order so you guys can get some in-air shots again, because that's where it's really at. You guys aren't here to look at our faces and hear us talk. We want to see the scenery, see the thermaling, see the gaggle flying.
And I want to see how Marco Sommerfeld is, because he was really struggling a minute ago. It was 100 meters above ground. And where is he now?
Let's see. We've got him at...
Has he managed to get up?
I think it says he's landed.
Oh, yeah.
It just said landed at 1500, so 5 minutes ago he landed.
Yeah, okay.
So I guess at some point we can get him on the phone.
Yeah, we're gonna
landed 5 minutes. Let's give him another few to
get a drink and
maybe like peel off that harness and stuff. Turn off all the equipment
before he starts frying.
Yeah. But let's see. It looks like we've got quite a few people have kind of hit the dirt. Let's see if I can see some updates on that.
You're online here, no?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is off.
Okay.
Okay, we've got some internet stuff we're dialing in here, so stick with us there. But at least you got our beautiful faces to see.
Maybe.
Maybe you guys just have our beautiful
internet
voices.
Yeah, our internet just died.
Or
so that we were just
soothing
established
voices.
it was the router. So so Domiziano and the iPad is live. Okay, so let's just put on my hotspot.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a few people have hit the dirt in that area that's just...
So who's currently in second place?
Let's see here. I mean, currently it's still showing me that it's Marco.
No, I've got Nuno
wait.
Gomez. Nuno Gomez.
Yes.
So he is now at Roc de Boeuf.
Okay, he's still in the sky.
On the ridgeline just to the east there, on that sort of southeast corner of Lake Annecy. So he is way off the pace. So like Baptiste is just off on his own line now.
Just amazing is what's happening here.
Baptiste, he's still quite low, you know, he's only 1,600 meters.
But
Nuno,
he's flying altitudes, obviously he feels all right with. He knows how to work it, and maybe that's why people weren't following him, because they were a little nervous at the altitudes, and he's like, got it, let's go. Sometimes having some local knowledge, or just the amount of time and skill he has to pull from, it comes to it as well.
but it's kind of great because, you know, when someone like a world champion pilot like Baptiste comes to an event like SRS, I mean, it would be like me doing a local hike and fly race, and, you know, Kriegel Mara turning up, and
Yeah.
you know, it's just cool to sort of have not just a little bit of celebrity. It's not so much that as showing the way, showing us what's possible.
Yeah.
So that, as you say, at the end of the day, you can follow the tracks and try and understand what he did and what we could maybe do next time.
Yeah, because, you watch these races or you watch things that they're in and you're not in those conditions, but a day that you're flying the same conditions that he is, then you're able to go, ooh, what did he do different than
exactly.
me?
What
or,
did
ooh, he stuck with that longer, or he was more willing to go low, or those little decisions then that help you understand where that separation of rankings comes into play. Like, what do you have to do to get to these rankings on those days, and where I was like, ooh, I didn't like that air. And,
Do you think we left it long enough now to call Marco?
I think so, yeah.
Let's try him.
Especially while we're getting all this stuff dialed in here.
He's not going to pick up now. Later.
He might be busy packing
Yeah,
up.
his phone's probably at the bottom of all his stuff. And,
Yeah.
he's shedding his layers and
packing up and, trying to get to a retrieve spot. So, but tough day to go from such a good placing and then just get hosed down like that. So, But yeah, it does look like our scores have updated on our leaderboard.
I've just read something completely wild on Ruth's blog. So she's talked about one of the pilots, Pascal Bloom.
Okay.
So Pascal's first paragliding competition was in 2015 at the Gin Wide Open in Tolmin in Slovenia. Unfortunately, which is now renamed to I should point out, the Nivik Wide Open. It is today. Unfortunately, he was attacked by a farmer with an axe. It's like, what?
Oh, okay.
He survived, and for the full story, Pascal unlaunched. So for various reasons, he didn't participate in any further competitions for a while.
I would say so.
Yeah, so after many XC kilometers and a few years break from comp flying, he's decided to take part in SRS in the Columbia edition. So hey, maybe we should chat to Pascal a little bit later.
We're going to need to hear some.
Wow. I mean, we've all got a lot of pilots have attacked by farmer stories.
Yep.
A friend of mine, Fraser, was, his French was good. A Frenchman basically turned up and said, if you don't get off my land, I'm reaching for the fusil or something. Which is, right. Fortunately, Fraser's French was enough to understand that fusil is a rifle. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I guess I always bank on the bat my eyes, maybe start to cry and hope that they don't want to kill a cute little girl crying in a field or something, but attacked by an axe, that's pretty intense, I'd have to say. I mean, that's maybe online with a bear attack or something.
Yeah. Yeah, so he said it was a couple of years back, he had a French farm on the west side of La Tournette, spitting in my face, throwing his cigarette at my wing, and then saying, "Je vais chercher ma putain de fusil." Okay, so French listeners,
French, get off my property.
Yeah, they'll understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, on the main, we should make the point that relations are always good, but you often get these kind of stories of a local landowner, and as pilots, it's, I suppose, we should say the responsible thing. We do our best to land and if you do land out on a farmer's field, to vacate and pack up as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've also heard stories of farmers being really upset, and then you say, well, I've seen I maybe have damaged some of your crop. Can I get put to work for the next hour? What can I volunteer? Can I dig? What can I do to help make this right? And suddenly just the fact that you've offered, then suddenly they're going, oh, well, let's bring you to the house for some lemonade and get you to the main road. So sometimes just offering, or just being kind and understanding that you have maybe done something.
Most of our, through most of our associations, I don't know what it's like in the States, but in the UK, I know, and then in the Netherlands and Austria and France, you normally have third-party insurance as part of your membership.
Of course, yeah.
So, if you do damage a farmer's field or whatever.
We got coverage, so.
But how does it work in places like Texas and some guy comes at you with a shotgun?
I mean, we do have trespassing rules and stuff, but most people in the US, they're not going to just shoot first, especially when they see you come flying in or things like that, so a lot of times you just want to try to get off the easiest, quickest way and stuff like that, but yeah, we've had a few landowner problems in the US and a few lawsuits and stuff, but overall most farmers understand. And if you do have the insurance coverage, the national organization has paid out for crops and, damages, or a horse that got scared and traumatized, different things. It's amazing. But we're back with some of our live pilots here.
We are back with, looks like we're back with Gaetan Gerber. So let's have a look at where Gaetan is in the leaderboard. And we're with,
he's decent place of altitude.
And Sarah Zimmerman still in the fight.
She's working it. She's a little low, but she's working it.
You got to be in it to win it. So Gaetan Gerber, he's fallen back by the looks of things. Yeah, it's 29th position. So let's find him on the map. Here he is. So he's in a gaggle there. So we might try and have a look. Oh, we've just lost our connection again. At any rate, Gaetan is doing, he's still flying, Sarah's still flying. And they are at that point on the sort of approach, the Rock to Buff ridgeline. And there's quite a few of them in that gaggle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pilots altogether in that kind of grouping. So marking the way as well for the ones at the back.
Yeah, and it looks like Aurelius has crossed the lake and is on chase with Baptiste there, and Milos Divis is also on that glide there.
And Nuno Gomez
Gomez, yeah, he's over off to the side there, but yeah, he's on glide also. So we finally got that next pack to make the crossing. So we'll see what that next pack does, how they're going to work that ridge line. Looks like Metacrum is in that next gaggle behind there. So let's see if she keeps it going. So it's about, I think, 12th currently, but that's changing minute by minute as they're thermaling and shifting their space.
Let's find Metacrum. Oh, the thing just jumped. So here she is. Oh no, that's Lena Speerwater. So where is Meta?
She is just right down here.
Oh, so she's on. So she's down here. So look, if you actually look at Lena Speerwater, is here in this group. She's a little bit further to the west.
Yeah.
And here we have Meta. She's got in this grouping here. Oh no, that's Getan. That's Getan, who we can see. Michael Graf. There we go, Metacrum.
Yep.
So you can easily identify her because she's got the yellow dot.
Yeah, the pink and yellow.
The pink and
stripey
yellow
there.
So she's good height. She's at 2.6.
Yes, super good. So that can make that crossing nice.
That'll be giving you a little bit of relief, a little bit of, you know.
It looked like what happened was they had a big dead cycle that was just building and building, and if you were placed correctly, you could maintain. But if you were out in the valleys, it looked like people bombed. So being at those ridge lines, at those moments of it shutting down to ridge soar, seems to have been important.
Interestingly, it seems like you've got two tactical approaches here. You're either on the west-facing side and hoping to soar, or you know, lee side, and maybe that lee side is working. You're hoping that's going to work better.
Yep.
And I would say most of these pilots, they're 2.5, 2.5, and we look on the west side, you know, 1,500 meters here. Yeah, 1,100 meters.
Yeah.
1,100 meters. So it absolutely seems like this is the better line. Clearly, is to head northeast, get on the lee side of the Roc de Boeuf. And
yeah, it seems you had to kind of bounce those little ridges and
the Roc de Four Magnin, and you got the Col de Glacier there. So yeah, just on this east side before making the run over.
Yeah.
So this was always a point in the race, in the task, that was going to be a sticky area, crux of the task. And I think you see that in just the performance of Baptiste. Now, at some point, we should be thinking about heading to the landing field. He's 1,600 meters. I haven't got a speed for him, but
yeah, he's just tones there.
He's motoring along,
climbing his way up,
and he'll be looking to kind of pretty much go back, retracing the steps from this morning.
I think so.
Back
yeah.
onto the.
He didn't make that full dive all the way across.
Oh look, we've got. I think this is Marco.
Okay.
Is that Marco?
Yes, hello.
So can you explain what happened?
What happened? I decided to not follow Baptiste, and that was the mistake. So he just took another ridge than I thought would be the better one, but it was too windy. And so I decided to, kind of safety reason, and also because it was not possible to get up again to land.
Yeah, it just seemed that you were both together, and then he suddenly managed to get a climb out, and you didn't. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. But it is how it is.
Yeah. And can you give us a sense of the air? What's working at the moment? Were you just soaring, just trying to get some of that soaring lift, or are thermals coming through?
No, so it depends really on the height you are. So I realized at 1,800 or 1,900 that it's super difficult to climb up. But once you are above 2,000, you get a thermal who went through. So you have to stay high, and then you get nice proper thermal. If you're low, everything is bubbling or soaring, but no proper thermal.
It seems that a lot of pilots where you are getting into difficulty there. They're really low. They're like 1,500, 1,100, 1,200 meters.
Yeah, it was because we were too low pushing to the ridge, and the ridge was not really inside the wind. It was more from the front the wind and not from the side, what we need to can get up again. So, and that's why all the guys were flushed down and escaped to the valley and tried to find a thermal there.
Yeah. What can you see from the ground? Have you got a good view of pilots still in the air?
Yeah, I see like 5 or 6 pilots thermaling around, but yeah, I also see a glider with them. I took another line than Baptist, and he made it to get up. But yeah, so I know my team is already over the lake, so it's okay. I have still 2 teammates in the air who can score for me, so it's okay.
Great. And who are they?
Again?
Who are your teammates? Tell us who they are.
It's Luke, Nicole, and Simon Steiner.
And can you tell us a little bit about them? Are they? What are their strengths? Are they really good pilots?
Yeah, for sure they're good pilots. Yeah, their strengths from Nicole, the strength is really to push. And today he also wasn't that lucky. He had a low safe, and now he's back again in the race. Crossed the lake already. It's on your side again. And Simon Steiner is really constant, so he will come to goal for sure.
Okay.
I don't have to look at the live tracking, I know it.
Well, we'll look forward to welcoming them and you a bit later. So thank you so much, Marco, for your time and for the update.
Yeah, sure. See you later.
Cool. Ciao.
Right. So yeah, he didn't commit to following Baptiste in that line, and I found out.
So there's another pilot as well we should call, who is Marco Guetin. So can we get him up on the feed? Let's see where he is so we can really... Marco Sommerfeld.
He is hiking out now.
I'm not seeing Marco's feed. Oh, Guetin. You mean Guetin? I haven't got Guetin's feed. I'll clarify that with the team, and.
But it looks like.
Okay, so let's try and call Guetin.
So we're going to give him a call and see if we can find out where he ended up.
His feed has just dropped out, and let's have a look at the leaderboard, see where Guetin Gerber is. He's still in the fight, 15th place at the moment. So
yeah, right now everything's saying 0, but that doesn't mean it yet. Till it turns into a little person standing, he could still be in the sky.
So I want to find him on the map. Guetin. I'm looking for Guetin.
Okay, there we go. Updated. He's at 2176 meters. So he is still in the good zone, not landed out. But let's see if we can find his live feed, if that's going to come back in.
Okay, so he's that. So let's give him a call. If we can find his number. So he's in that gaggle that's looking to, yeah, they'll be crossing the lake pretty soon. He's in an altitude of 2,176 meters.
Which we're seeing that's enough to make the lake crossing, so let's see if we can find him here.
See if we can also find his feed as well, that would be good. Let's see if I can. Oh.
Okay, we got his number. Got to go old school here at the little paper and pencil and all this good stuff. But good thing we know how to use paper and pencil still.
Yeah.
There might be a day where that is not a skill anyone has anymore.
You might be right on that.
I know in the US they stopped teaching cursive writing And so that'll be interesting over the next years if people can even read cursive writing. Leaderboard, let's see if I can find where he is at still. They said, no, you may not call him.
He is not available right now, so...
They said, no, he's busy.
So we've got a question from the chat from Turkey fan. Why is Baptiste flying a Delta 5 and not a Photon? Well, it's a good question, and it's the question I put to Baptiste yesterday. And you know what his answer was? He was like, well, he didn't want to make it too easy.
Yep. So you want to give everyone a chance and him a little challenge.
Chance, you know, he's here on behalf of Ozone. You know, this isn't an important win for him. He's here to have fun. And so flying the Delta, I think, just makes it a bit more challenging for him. And it was interesting yesterday, you know, he was on the Delta and it was getting outperformed by Luke Nicol on the GTO and the Gin setup. So, but today he's proving absolutely it's not the wing, it's pilot skill.
Yep, 90% pilot, 10% equipment. So, and man, the Delta is an amazing glider series. Like, the Delta just is a good glider, you know? So if you know how to work it right, the Delta 3, the Delta 2, the Delta 1, the Delta 4, very nice glider.
And I'm just going to adjust the height of that because it looked like it was kind of going off to one side. Maybe I've done it too far, actually. So I'll
see once you come back into the view.
Well, you're looking like normal height now. You were looking like a little lopsided there. So
that's right. I'm a little shorter, you know.
Yeah. We still go. Oh no, we haven't quite got the angle right. I was too much. I'm going to do it again, so that we got nice.
Yeah, we want to have our true altitudes.
So, we are back.
Let's see. Sarah Zimmerman is still in it. Looks like she's climbed out quite a bit from our last moment we were looking at her. But let's see where maybe she is out on the map as well.
I'm trying to find where Baptiste is.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. He is up along that that range there.
Oh, here he is. Gosh, yeah. So already he has not got far to go. If I look on the leaderboard, Lambert, he's done 2.4 Ks to go to the turn point. So I think we're at a point where if we're going to catch him landing, we should probably head to the landing field, because he is. Let's have a look. He's 2 kilometers away from, and then it's just a glide. Yeah, we should do it. So, folks, how are we going to do it? We can take the iPad. I'll take the iPad with, so that we have
updates still.
Yeah, we can see that. I think that's really good. Let's take the phone. We need to change our setups. So yeah, let's Mike, should we take?
I'll take it for now, and then once we're ready, I'll slide mine in there. Or
I'll stick mine on now.
Perfect.
So we'll get set up on the fly. Ooh, I pressed something there. I'll probably turn my mic off.
We'll test it on the phone.
At any rate, you shall see us shortly at the landing field.
I don't see any picture there at all. So we just have one mic. Mine's the one running.
Okay, well, let's take...
Battery power at 100%.
Okay. So apologies for the audio issues. We just hopefully fixing that.
We'll have to do, have to change in the app.
I've done that.
Okay, perfect.
So here he is, Baptiste Lambert coming into land. And there's his mum. Wonderful scenes there, being welcomed by his mum.
Sandy, give him another hug. Sandy, give him another hug. Sandy, give him another hug. I thought I should step away. Wait, could I have mum giving him a big hug, please? Well done, well done.
So, Baptiste, you can tell us how did that go?
It was a nice task again, a bit trickier than yesterday. It was a bit more stable, so we had to walk more our way to the clouds. And I made the difference when we went back to Roc des Bœufs. The group decided to go like in front, and I knew in this area when you were low, and I said it on the briefing too, that it's not good. So I went like more on the lee side to like catch a good climb that's like not in the wind, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah, we just spoke to Marco, who I think was with you, and he saw the line you took, and he took the more cautious line and stayed west.
Yeah,
and
but I know this one, when you are like in the breeze and low, you'll just like follow the ridge and boom. You need to catch the thermal in the lee. Yeah.
So a case of local knowledge winning.
Yeah, that's local knowledge. Yeah.
Fantastic. What was generally though? What was the day like? It just seemed like it was a lot stickier than yesterday.
Yeah, it was
Nothing.
Stickier, like we didn't have like that much breeze, so that was fine. It was just like thermals were slower, sometimes good, but less often thermals. So yeah, it was a bit trickier to get up here.
And how does it compare being in a SRS event compared to a World Cup or a championship?
Well, it's very different. First, the wing is very different. It's super relaxing. Like flying with the Delta is like I just can sleep under it, and it's perfect. I really enjoy it. But that's how I do most of my training, like with these kinds of wing, because that's what I enjoy most. So yeah.
What do you have to do differently with a wing like this?
Well, you touch less the bees. Like you let the glider just fly, do its thing. You know it won't collapse that easily, so yeah, you just like let it go. Yeah. It's super relaxing compared to the like Enzo, where you have like to have more little inputs. Yeah.
We'll let you get get your harness off. You're probably pretty hot.
Yeah.
Congratulations, though. Good flying today.
Thanks.
Amazing. Let's see if I can find out where our next ones are coming in while you zoom around.
Yeah, I think we're going to have we could have a long wait actually.
I think so.
So the question is whether we hang around here, where we pull up the map, and so you got the map there.
Yeah, so they're all still back here. They haven't even climbed up into. They're still down in the Annecy style valley there. Just barely crossed Annecy. They're at La Tournette right now, and some have left glide off La Tournette. So it might be some time. Maybe not, but maybe we go back.
Well, we'll keep the feed rolling, but I think we'll sign out just for the moment here, and we'll head back to our studio, and we'll come back out to the landing field when the next pilot is in.
Okay, it was a long struggle. We're right on top of the action here. We're right there, just trying to float above this peak without losing too much height. I just had the leading gaggle cross by in this direction. They're probably doing the valley jump right now. Hopefully getting something good on the other side. And okay, it goes down. Sorry, I adjust to the thermal quickly. And right underneath us, here coming in the view on the right, we have again Lake Annecy, and we can see nicely the ridge everybody had to run today, but it wasn't easy at all. Everybody was struggling a lot. Here down at the right, you see a lot of people, and I think it's also some of my guys, of our guys from the competition. I think I see Gatton Gerber, maybe also Ruben Hutter on his Alpina 5. So I'm gonna try and wait up here in the lifty air, and hoppa! And when they go for a push, I just continue with them. Going home finally. I'm freezing. It's so hot because they were low and really scratching down there at the ridge there. But I'm happy to see that they got so far. They made the crossing back. I saw some people bummed out on the other side of the lake. So it wasn't easy at all today. But a lot of pilots made it really good. But these, as always, crushing it completely on his own. Woo, that's a nice one. Let's keep that one rolling. Really crushing it. I think he has an advantage of I think a couple of minutes, at least maybe 15 minutes. I saw him pushing over the lake, I think totally alone. But I bet the studio guys here, Tarkin and Millie, they covered it, this move quite nicely. So, we're here at Cloud Base, almost 3,000 meters. Nice view above Lake Annecy, as you can see. It was a rhyme. Punt. Okay, and yeah, there's still some people crossing the lake right now and coming in, and we have our partners down there fighting to get up here, but it's really not easy. Honestly, I was able to get up because I connected to the high ridge with the clouds. In between, you have like a windy layer or inversion, I don't know, something that slowed down the thermals. And then, yeah, you really had to fight to push through this layer. The same layer now at 2,200 around. Oh, there's somebody pushing. Oh, and Gatton is pushing with them. I think we have them live, so I don't have to join them.
Here with you. Okay, very good.
Oh shit!
So what are you doing?
Shit! He's coming into land right now.
Okay, let's go to land. Yeah,
Is it working now?
it's working. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can push it in.
Next lander.
You hold this. Here's a second mic. Can you give to one of them?
Yes, second mic also working, yeah?
Okay, perfect.
Is that him? Yeah, I think that's him.
Second place.
Yeah.
Are we filming? I think this is him coming in.
Who holds this mic?
Okay. You can take it. Double check
Yeah,
here,
I'll take
mic.
it, yeah.
Okay, it's all good.
Take the mic.
All working?
Can you run?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So, let me get up to speed quickly.
Yeah, I think it is.
I think we have it.
We are on the move. We've got pilots landing. think that was. Let's see. Yep.
Okay. So this is Aurelianus Aurelius. Pilot number two coming in to land. What a task there for Aurelianus. So, incredible backdrop there with the Aravi Mountains. Perfect landing. Yeah. Or how do I say your name? Aurealis?
No, it's like Marcus Aurelius.
Marcus Aurelius. Aurelius.
Yeah.
Like the emperor. Congratulations.
Thank you. Am I the winner?
Well, you
Second.
Second. Oh, great. Thank you.
That's a pretty good job still.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think second first after Baptiste, so you're kind of first.
Yeah, got it.
Heads
yeah,
up.
sure.
Heads up.
I forgot.
Perfect.
I forgot that he's here for a moment because I was flying alone all day. And somehow I got lucky because the main gaggle stuck, and I just saw them and find an opportunity to attack. And it was a good move. I managed to cross the lake alone and then continue. And well, the gaggle is coming in right now. So.
Perfect.
Can you give a sense of the day? Was it just much more difficult than yesterday?
Yeah, it was much more difficult than yesterday. It's that strange additive with wind actually made the thermals a little bit more scattered, and there was some low survival necessity because after the furthest turn point it was really tricky to get from that valley.
Aurelius, we're going to leave it there because I think people are coming in to land, and we should...
Great job today.
Fantastic. We've got another pilot coming in here. Can we see who this is, Millie?
Let's see. It's updating. I'm not sure
I'm
if
not
they
sure
are.
they are. I'm
No.
not sure they are because that's a Niviuk Arctic 7.
No, let's see our next one. Let's see our next one's coming in. There's our gaggle.
Where we're looking for, so in contrast to yesterday, pilots are approaching from that area. They've been on the near where the start was, so they'll be coming from over here and going downwind towards the Aravi. Yesterday they all came in from the ridge line, and
Here's our next pilot. Michael coming in will be the next one.
Michael Adamczuk.
Yeah.
Michael Adamczuk.
So he'll be our next one coming in.
Fantastic.
And that is probably, let me see what glider
so these
he's
are completely
at.
names that we haven't seen in the top 10. You know, remember when I was reading out the names in the front gaggle?
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Right,
He's
look,
on a Photon and a Genie Race 5.
Is that him? I think that looks...
So it looks like a Photon to me. So Michael, and then next we have Michael. The next one's going to be...
Two Michaels. We've
Two
got
Michaels.
Mikael. So if we just say Michael, they'll probably respond.
So Michael, and Victor are our next ones.
It's great to see the gaggle coming in.
That's Luke over there. Luke Nickel.
Which one? Yeah, in the gin. Yeah. He's part of your team?
Yeah, Luke is
too, but he's my
currently
captain.
6th place for the
So,
day.
yeah.
All right. Oh, we got some nice
wingovers.
wingovers. Yes. Make it a little fun. Get those lines a little stretched out. So we've got Michael from Poland and then Michael from the USA coming in.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll leave Michael from the USA all to you. Well, this is Mikhail from Poland coming in on the Photon.
Third place on the rankings here on the tracking at least. Yeah. yeah. And that's the next Michael Graf from the USA.
Mikhail. Hello. How was that?
Very nice, great conditions, really nice.
Really, it seemed quite difficult, like the base was quite low and everyone was scratching.
Yeah, but on Latunet we found really on the north side really nice thermal, so it was really nice. Thanks.
What was the best part of the day?
Go.
The most challenging?
The most challenging, I think that the point that we have to the west. This one was difficult. Yeah. There was a lot of options, and I don't think any of them was the best.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Thank you.
So he was the third pilot in goal.
Third pilot in goal, and then
and we should add that these are provisional, of course, because we have
via this tracking here.
Yeah, the lead out point still needs to be calculated and everything. Let's see if we can find where's here he is. No. I was going to say Luke.
Next one was this one right here, Michael.
There's
Michael Grafe. He said, not me.
There's Luke. Luke Nicol. Hey, Luke.
Hey.
How was that?
Hard. Yeah. A real struggle.
That's what it looked like. I just talked to Mikhail and he said, "Oh no, really great day." And I was like, "Really? It looked quite hard."
No, it was. I was going to and from, just trying to get up. It was. Let me move to the side. Yeah,
it's
hard, tricky day, and some strong valley wind the other side of the lake. I think a lot of people landed the other side of Annecy, which is going to be hard.
Long
what made it work? What did you have to do to get around this task?
Know where sometimes the valley wind kind of just hits the ridges enough for it to go up, even though you're not moving forward very fast, and sometimes it's just washed down. And local knowledge, knowing which ridges work and which don't, because we all went for one and just half the leading gaggle got drilled to the ground.
Yeah. And coming from Interlaken, do you have any local knowledge?
No, nothing. Nothing. I flew the Hangladden World Championships here like 8 years ago, I think, but I forgot the whole area. Yeah.
Well, congratulations anyway.
Hey, thank you, buddy. How many people are in already?
I think you're fourth or fifth pilot.
Okay, wow. So not many.
No, not many. This is the lead gaggle.
And was how far ahead? A long way.
Maybe five minutes.
Oh wow.
Not quite 10 probably.
Oh wow. So he didn't absolutely speed away. Wow.
No.
Cool. Hey,
good. Well
guys.
done. Yeah,
great job today. Way to stick with it.
So great scenes here on the landing in Grand-Bornand.
Yeah.
I mean, what a place. I think we should really, the camera should be looking that way, these amazing peaks just behind us. And
it's gorgeous.
So pilots will be losing height. We can see them. Our view is just seeing them come in thick and fast now.
Yeah. But yeah, tricky day, they're all saying, and it was a lot of strategy.
So that's 2 pilots now who said local knowledge is key.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, if you're a really good pilot, like clearly Luke is, you work it out.
Yeah. Study it up, can see where things would be breathing, really see the big picture, so it's possible to have the knowledge without being a local, but obviously that made a little benefit today.
Yeah. So we've had the first sort of half a dozen pilots come in. What about Meta? Can we see who's first female?
Looks like on this provisional here, she's in 8th place. And let me see where she is at. She is still on glide in.
Okay.
So
she's going to be here pretty soon?
I think so. She's on the Le Chat range still coming in. But still in it, so can't count her out yet. She's doing great. But we can see it's a lot less traffic coming in, so it's a lot less stressful landing situation for most of the pilots right now. They're able to actually use space and not feel like they're going to crisscross with anybody. So, and less windy. So we're finding people are making the landing zone right now.
So I've been informed we've got Meta is just above us actually. She's in the grey and red
perfect.
wing.
So this just wasn't quite updating quick enough here for me.
So there's always a delay with tracking, but yeah, local knowledge helps. So what does it? Do we have info on Meta's wing, which she's flying?
Yeah, let's see. Let me pop over there. And she is on the GTO3.
Okay, so she's on the
Genie Race 5 harness.
Okay. So not quite as hectic as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was fully hectic.
Full hectic, yeah. Wings down immediately, get everything ready.
There's a little bit of a valley breeze, but it just actually makes it really nice landing. You're nice.
Gets a nice flare finish.
Yeah. So she's taking her time to come down in no rush.
No rush to drop down and be at the same level as everybody else. So sometimes you want to like get down, and other times it's better to just chill. Very nice landings by everybody here today. Using a little pitch and dive there to get that glide angle.
Ooh. So here she comes. Oh, look, with the Tour de France. We knew the Tour de France was going to be in the area.
This is the junior Tour de France. Tour de France Bike Club. That is one thing that's amazing about France is the amount of athleticism everybody here just has.
Oh yeah, it's great. Yeah,
bicycling, hiking,
and also the
walking,
support for the youth, like the Font Romeu thing that they got the school for paragliding.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a school for all sports.
It is wonderful.
So we should. This is Meta coming in here on the left. What a day she's been having. She's been leading the rankings.
Yeah, so, top 10 so far, at least on this
and
provisional.
I think yesterday she was 25th overall. So.
Really good improvement
We're
today.
seeing like the more parity.
Oh my god. And the most exciting thing, I actually managed to have a piss wash.
Beautiful landing in.
First time ever.
Let's wander. Come on.
Yep, let's get it going.
Meta.
Meta.
Hi, congratulations.
Fantastic job today.
Thank you so much.
We saw you just stay in it the whole time.
Oh damn, the leading gaggle made a mistake.
It looked hard out there.
It was so windy coming back towards Annecy Lake. Yeah, so Baptiste made a really good decision going to a place that was more shaded from the wind. Yeah. So
Is that the way you went?
Eventually, yeah. But we had to get a very low safe out there.
He did say that he mentioned that in the briefing. Did you hear him say that in the briefing? Baptiste apparently said the lee side works better.
I don't remember him saying that, but it makes sense now that I've seen it.
Otherwise, overall feeling on the day, on your performance, are you happy?
Yeah, good day. I'm happy. Well, I had a low save, but I'm in goal and that's what matters.
Where was the low save?
It was out there on La Boeuf, I think it's called.
Yeah. A couple of you guys got stuck there while Baptiste went. Yeah,
and I think 3 people landed and from the leading gaggle. So
you held on. Nice job.
Was it a thermal that came through, or were you just soaring?
A very, very weak thermal, and then we were pushed back to the hill, and then we climbed.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So very good day overall. Good day overall.
Awesome. Well, solid work for the ladies for us today. Really good job.
I'm first in ladies.
Yeah. Well, so nice job today.
There you go. Thank you guys.
Congratulations. Let's have a word with this man.
He was our wind tech this morning.
So we're talking to this is James Ormond, who's
the local.
He's the local pilot, and you've been here for 30, 40 years. Is that something like that?
40 years, yeah. Coming.
What makes this area special for flying?
It's just such an amazing playground because it's completely open. You've got the central mountain, the Lasha, and all around it you've got like a circus that takes you down to Annecy, that takes you down the end of the Aravis, and then you can go up to Chamonix. I mean, it's a 360-degree playground. So for a comp like this, it's brilliant because the tasks can be really quite varied. So yeah.
And I think you were saying that the club was not in a great state sort of 20 odd years ago, and it's now sort of bouncing back, or?
Yeah, obviously we're surfing the dynamics of these new outdoor sports that paragliding is part of. And we've noticed that the French Federation, the French League, has gone up from sort of 30,000, 34,000 members back in 2019 to about 50,000 these days. Our club went from 6 members back in 2010 to now we're over 300. So there's a real interest for paragliding in this area, and it's a real kickback from Annecy, where there's quite a lot of people, and now coming to fly in Grand-Bornand, where there's a chairlift and there's a smallish landing field, but it's a landing field that's safe. And yeah, no, it's interesting.
Were you flying today?
I went up. I was wind dummy.
So give us a layman's view of this, because all these pilots are coming in, they're kind of saying, oh yeah, it was a bit challenging and and whatnot. So what was it really like?
Yeah, what was interesting is that they all took off and they gaggled at the top of the lasher. I headed out, I did half the height, and I headed out to my sort of favorite mountain, which is just opposite, just next to my house. And there I was flying, I was thinking, oh, there's not much lift here. It's not much is happening. And surprisingly, there was 0 lift. And so the people who were leaving the first sort of turn point, going down towards Annecy, who left too low, there was no way they were going to get out of it. So I think I counted about 15 that bombed out just in that stretch. And from my perspective, it's really following the person in front and not necessarily making the right decision. You need to sort of make your own decision. And this was too much just following other people, because they were all behind each other. And as the gaggle went on, it was getting lower and lower and lower.
And yet, on the way back from Annecy, from Colombier, the opposite was true. No one followed Baptiste,
Yeah.
so he dropped onto the lee side, onto the east of Roc de Boeuf, and I think other pilots were wary of that. Is that area quite well known for bombing out?
When you go, I mean, the Roc de Boeuf chain is quite demanding, because you've got that breeze that comes in from the north, and you've got to take a route where I was hearing him earlier on talking about the thermals that are slightly disrupted in that area. And he obviously knows it inside out. He knows where to go. He knows the environment. So if you're not able to follow up with him, you're making your own decisions, and that's where you're right. And that's made the difference in the gap of today. So yeah, interesting.
Fantastic, James. Well, thank you. And
No worries.
yeah, what's your what's your feeling for the rest of the week? So weather looking good? Are we going to have a taskable every day?
It's going to be taskable every day. There is a bit of north coming in as of tomorrow. Grand-Bornand works still. Hopefully maybe get over the other side of the Aravis to see another area, which is Passy. Mm-hmm. We could head down there. That's one option. But I think the playground around here is big enough for these comps to happen here without having to go too far. And, maybe doing a bit more what we call in French, pif-paf. So just going...
Pif-paf.
Pif-paf, yeah.
I
We like that. We like that.
That's Charles de Beaufort. He says that. Let's do a pif-paf.
Great stuff. Well, look, thank you.
No worries.
Right, well, we've got quite a chunk of pilots here in the landing zone folding up. Some happy faces.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good place to call it a wrap on the day. Day 2 of SRS Ozone Edition here in Grand-Bornand.
Yep.
The main gaggle has come in. We've got our first female. As you've heard, it's been a tricky day, but also a magnificent day. Great flying, great adventures, great stories. Do you have a takeaway from today?
Dude, it was a wild day watching, to look away for a second to see almost everybody on the ground and then everybody back up. And it was quite wild to watch. And then to see the lines people took, locals versus non-locals. And then I feel like I learned some stuff, like hearing Baptiste talk about that the lee side had a more collected thermal to work with. You always hear lee side as being, ooh, danger, rotor. But in certain mountain scenarios, maybe it could be the right place to be able to climb out of something because it's not so tattered apart. So kind of cool to tune into this stuff and then learn,
So we still got Domiziana in the air, and we've got his feed at the moment. So we'll stay on for the moment while Domiziana is in the air, and we got some great footage for you to enjoy. So let's keep that running.